What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Today, we are going on our second round with George A. Romero.
Oh, shit.
We're talking about Dawn of the Dead, or Zombie in Italian.
Fuck yeah.
From 1978. I'm Dusty Lane.
I'm Jason Mitchell.
And we are the Cinebytes.
Hello?
I came for you. We have such sights to show you.
It was an excellent day for an exorcism.
I said, I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in.
I want to play a game.
What's the boogeyman?
As a matter of fact, it was. This is God.
We all go a little mad sometimes. Haven't you?
But sometimes that is better.
Welcome back to Oblivion, everyone. Once again, we are covering Dawn of the Dead from 1978, directed by George A. Romero, written by George A. Romero, screenplay by George A. Romero, by and for George A. Romero. This is a Laurel Group production, though, distributed by United Film Distribution Company in the U.S. and Tit Anus in Italy.
What?
Titanus? Titanus. This is the Italian distributor there. Our rating on this one was, it was unrated to avoid an X, but it would be equivalent to an R or an NC-17, I'm sure.
Fucking X. Just because of the time?
I guess there's so much fucking gore in this.
Yeah, but where's the fucking? There's no fucking.
There's not any fucking. There's hints at fucking.
Right.
And there's suggestions of fucking, and there's boobs in this.
I don't remember. You know what? Yeah, I do. Okay.
Yeah. I don't remember oh, yeah, there was boobs. There's
That's
boobs.
right.
Don't worry about it.
I got a fucking movie list over here if you want me to rattle through.
Go for it, Doug.
Obviously, we got Of the Living Deads, or Of the Deads. We got Night of the Living Dead. We got Dawn of the Dead. We got Day of the Dead. We got Land of the Dead, Diary of the Dead, Survival of the Dead.
Mhm.
And then a whole bunch of stuff in between, too.
Oh, yeah.
There's always Vanilla. I don't know if you know about that one. Season of the Witch, The Crazies, The Amusement Park,
Yeah.
Martin, Night Riders, Creep Show, Monkey Shines, which
Yeah.
is where the inspiration for that new Monkey one came from, right?
No, that was a Stephen King thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they crossed paths.
No,
Okay.
no.
Two Evil Eyes, The Dark Half, Bruiser.
Nice. I recently had the original The Crazies on. I had seen the remake in theaters, not realizing that there was even an original to be remade. But then I discovered that more recently that, oh shit, that's a George A. Romero movie originally.
All right.
So I tossed it on. I don't think I ended up getting too far. I was distracted and fucking, taken to do other things. But
Right.
I at least started it, and it was pretty good so far. But you mentioned the Of the Living Dead versus Of the Dead. Those two series basically ended up splitting after Night. Because if you remember from our Return of the Living Dead episode, John A. Russo was the co-writer of Night, and they had creative differences in how they wanted to progress with the storyline. So John A. Russo took the Of the Living Deads.
Right.
And then, yeah, you just rattled through the list of movies in this franchise. But yeah, overall, this is something that, it's responsible, obviously, for a much larger umbrella of zombie movies. But all of these are pretty consistent. And, I haven't seen a couple of them toward the end, but otherwise, they do a good job painting the landscape of the zombie universe. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So I got a runtime of 127 minutes on this movie, the US version. The Italian version was only 119, apparently, but somehow I ended up watching a fucking 140-minute extended cut.
Damn.
I guess it was like Cannes Film Festival footage added into this, so like I ended up taking more notes for a lot longer than I thought, because this ended up being almost 2.5 hours for me.
Right. Yeah, mine was a little over 2.
Yeah. So we are set in Pennsylvania, Monroeville, PA, in the Monroeville Mall, as a matter of fact, which is a suburb of Pittsburgh. And I guess Romero was inspired by the real-life Monroeville Mall after visiting at one point. And in this movie, following the events of Night of the Living Dead, there are now zombies all over the U.S., if not the world. And two former SWAT agents hole up in a mall with a helicopter pilot and his girlfriend and go all ice on these ghouls.
Shit, yeah.
of those SWAT members, we've got Ken Foree as Peter Washington, which we already covered in From Beyond. He was in that one, which is a great movie. We've got Scott H. Reiniger, who played Roger DeMarco, who Pete refers to a couple times in this as Trooper.
Old Troop, dude.
David M.G. as Stephen Flyboy Andrews, and Galen Ross as Francine Fran Flagirl Parker. That's basically our whole cast list, with the exception of like a couple here and there. We've got like behind the scenes characters, like we see a Dr. Foster and Mr. Berman arguing on TV toward the beginning of this. And they take a little bit of the spotlight for a minute, so they did include those in the cast lists. David Crawford playing Dr. Foster and David Early playing Mr. Berman. We've also got someone named Givens, played by Daniel Dietrich. We've got Fred Baker as a commander in the SWAT on the SWAT team, and then the other one that stands out from that group is Wooly, the fucking super racist SWAT team guy, played by James A. Baffico. But other than that, that's really, it rounds out our cast. Other than fucking Tom Savini, I saw him referred to a couple of times as Blades. He's like a machete wielding biker toward the end of this.
Right.
But yeah, I don't really remember him ever actually being referred to by name in this, because I wouldn't call by any means. He only shows up in the last 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah, he's only got a couple of shots too. I mean, he's got some screen time, but
he's definitely got more. I enjoyed the featuring of him throughout the end of this, because, and like I said, I might have gotten more of him than you did, because I ended up accidentally watching an extended cut. But he had quite a bit in my version of, front and center in front of the camera. He had a lot of lines, had a lot of action in there.
He had some kills. He was like following him back, like almost seeing where they were going, trying to find that staircase and shit. He was on to Stephen.
Peter.
Yeah,
Peter.
Hey, Peter.
Chocolate Man, as he refers to him as later in the movie.
Asshole,
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Oh my God. Cinematography handled in this by Michael Gornick. Music. Now, I think I got a little lucky here, because I thought in the US version, it was mostly stock cues from the DeWolf Music Library, which is a bummer because the Italian version's got Goblin all over it, which, I mean, we've seen in various Argento movies and stuff. Goblin scores a bunch of movies, and it's great.
Shit ton of them.
But I thought that I wasn't going to get that. And then all of a sudden, about, 20 minutes, a half hour into this movie, I start hearing music on the score, and I'm like, holy shit, wait a minute.
Right.
I know that sound, that very distinct fucking Goblin sound.
Yeah, I had it in mind for sure, which I thought was weird too, but it's kind of hard to tell, man. Need to buy the fancy version. The 4K comes with 4 different versions of the movie.
Oh, Jesus.
But
a
little pricey,
Oh, for sure, I bet. It's got to be at least, fucking 90?
I think it's $60 right now, $70.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay. Special effects handled in this by Tom motherfucking Savini, y'all, as we were already talking about. Did I ever tell you the story about how I shook his fist like an idiot?
Yes.
Okay. So the tagline on this that everybody fucking knows, everybody loves, it's such a great line. We end up finding later is spoken by Pete, and he mentions at one point toward the end, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. Fuck yeah. What a great line.
Dude, it's so good. It's kind of crazy too, because I don't know. Have you seen the remake of this?
Oh yeah.
The movie starts off with somebody on TV saying it, and that's how that sets the whole fucking movie. Is that line?
Yeah,
which is pretty good too.
I like that as far as remakes go. That's one of the better ones in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's entertaining.
Yeah,
I don't know that if you were like, oh, this one's just as good. It's more current.
Sure,
it's more current. I think it was good the way they went about it, because it's bringing new people that wouldn't be into this older movie into the genre.
But I think it is just as good, and it's mostly because this is 1978 versus, what was that one, 2004 or something like that?
Something, dude. The 10s.
Right. So a little bit of background here. Romero waited several years to release this film to avoid being stereotyped as a horror director. 10 years, in fact. And I guess Dario Argento caught wind of the film being made and came in to co-finance it along with his brother Claudio and producer Alfred Cuomo in exchange for international distribution. So that's why we've got the Goblin inclusion in this, and the alternate versions and everything. But this film is known for its satirical take on consumerism, the setting of the mall playing a big role in that, and this is widely considered one of the greatest horror films ever made, not to mention the greatest zombie film.
Shit, yeah.
So, let's fucking talk about it. You ready or what?
Oh, yeah.
We open right away with like the Night of the Living Dead score vibes, big spooky 1930s horror movie style. And there's a young blonde woman that wakes up screaming on a carpet. And this is one of our four main characters, Francine. And immediately I was like, oh shit, wait, no, that's not a carpet. That's a wall. I forgot this was a fucking 70s inspired design on a TV studio.
Right.
And she wakes up and there's a guy there that asks if she's all right and tells her shit's hitting the fan. A girl next to her sits up and looks at some monitors in this news station that they're in and says, oh my God, I'm still dreaming. And Francine's like, no, you're not. And one of these monitors, there's a couple of figures, influential public figures arguing about the situation. And the studio is just fucking total chaos.
Oh, yeah. It's fucking nuts in here, man.
We're picking up with the vibes of the last movie immediately. Like, there's no easing our way into it, like Barbara and Jonathan in the cemetery at the beginning. Like, having no idea that this is going on. No, everybody is very fucking aware, and it's full tilt everywhere already.
Right. Yeah, you can tell this TV station is just fucking out of control.
Yeah.
You can feel the tension in here. You know, everybody's fucking running around, trying to figure out what list to update on the TV, too. Yeah.
And they don't even know how long the station's going to stay on the air.
Right. Well, that's the question, too, is who's all fucking even able to see it. But that's why they're doing it, too, is trying to save anybody.
Just in case anyone does have access to these TVs, they have to be able to be updated with the information on where they can go to be safe.
Right.
Francine walks out onto the main floor right past a cameo from Romero himself, actually. Mm-hmm. He's sitting at a switchboard of some kind and acting as a producer at the station here. His future wife, Christine Forrest, is sitting next to him as his assistant. She tells him to get another, or he tells her to get another list, and she says, oh yeah, sure, what do you want me to pull it out of my ass? And we cut to another room in the studio here where a broadcast is taking place featuring these two guys arguing about whether or not the dead are coming back to life. And it's getting pretty heated. Funny how fear drives anger like that.
Right. Oh, yeah.
But Francine discusses how the rescue stations are closing up rapidly and they can't be sending people to inoperative stations just to be fucked up and eaten by zombies.
Right.
But this other station employee is like, well, what are we going to do? We've had old information on the air for a day and a half at this point. Updates are coming in slower and slower. So everybody's arguing in this news station. It's fucking sheer pandemonium. That's when Fran pieces out, fucking telling another guy to kill the old, like, scrolls on the TV.
Right.
But he tells her somebody named Givens wants him to keep going. But she tells him, you know what? You just tell him to come talk to me and I'll set his ass straight.
Yeah, essentially they're worried about sending people to stations that are closed down. So there must be safe spots around, you know.
Yeah, but where are they? And how many are left? I think they're dropping pretty rapidly.
Right. Yeah, so they're worried that you leave your sheltered house or whatever the fuck, and then you head to these places just to fucking die.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. We go back to the argument between the doctor and this other guy saying the people that are killed get up and kill. The people that they kill get up and kill. It's like kind of a rehashing of a similar line from the first one. Mm-hmm. But this other guy's not buying it, I guess. Seems like there's plenty of evidence to me.
Yeah, I think so too. That's just one of those things, man. You're going to have people that kind of go with it and people that oppose it, but we know that he's fucking pissed off, and evidently he thinks that this doctor is at fault, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of struck a chord with me realizing, oh yeah, the people that'll take one side versus the other no matter what. I don't want to get into that right now, but anyway, the doctor, who's 1,000% right, by the way, explains that the brain must be destroyed or at least severed from the rest of the body. And he's trying to implore the public to get this under control before it spreads too far, which it fucking already has.
Right.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
But that's where Givens walks in all pissed about the supers being cut. And he asks Franny who told her to kill him. And she says, nobody, bitch, I did it. They're outdated.
Right.
So Givens says something about they need to keep them going because if they turn them off, people will stop watching. So is this about ratings still, my dude? Who gives a shit at this point?
Oh, yeah, dude. It's fucking crazy. The fact that even as the world is falling apart, it's all about the ratings. It's kind of ironic, huh?
Right.
Like you've kind of mentioned before, like who in the fuck's signing your paycheck?
Mm-hmm.
The banks aren't open. Where's your check going?
Right.
Does it fucking matter?
I think what he's saying to a larger degree is that if they keep the information going, at least people will still continue to have hope. And regardless if they're being given bad information right now, maybe, you know, something will be updated at some point that is accurate and still save some lives, I guess. I don't know. But they argue about it for a minute until Mr. Berman stands up and says, what is this, a news show or a football game? And another voice yells out, does anybody need a ride? There's this dude fucking getting out of here, apparently. It's the guy controlling the console.
Oh, yeah, dude. People are starting to bail, which, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it only took us a few minutes of watching to be like, what is the point in this?
Yeah. This couple walks out, and Givens tells a cop that's standing by the door, stop those men. And he needs them to keep shit running. But not only does the cop not stop them, he fucking leaves with them.
Yeah, he's like, fuck this, dude. What the fuck are you guys doing?
So Givens tries to get somebody in here that knows how to run this thing, but it seems like everyone's just given up, even when Givens is offering him triple pay.
I think people just really don't care for this guy is part of it, you know?
He seems like a pretty insufferable boss.
Right.
But before the station dips out, Mr. Berman asks Dr. Foster to give the people some facts, and he explains the zombies only kill for food. It keeps them going. But here's the problem. They're always fucking hungry.
Right. They're eating all the victims and...
Yeah. He tries to get the people to respond without emotion and tells them martial law is in effect across the country. And somebody walks up and fucking makes it rain, throws all their cue cards in the air. Shit is fucked.
Yeah, you're not supposed to tell everybody what's really happening.
Yeah. And that's when a new guy walks in, Stephen Flyboy Andrews, and he gets stopped by a cop asking for his credentials. Well, please may I steal your papers?
Yeah, what the fuck?
But the doctor explains to the people that we're failing to control this because of the emotional attitude of people across the country, standing up on their moral soapboxes, being too damn soft to kill the zombies. And they explain this to us in the first movie. A good pop to the head and they seem to stay down.
Right. Destroy or sever the brain.
This news broadcast is turning into a circus, though. Everyone is just yelling at the doctor indiscernibly. He's telling people by government order, people are no longer allowed to hole up in private residences. Ooh, I wonder what fun new locations that might give us.
Yeah, fuck, dude.
Let's watch and find out. He says citizens will be moved to central areas of the city. The bodies of the dead will be delivered over to special squads of the National Guard for organized disposition. And that's when Steve whispers to Fran to meet him on the roof at 9 o'clock so they can get the fuck out of there in the chopper.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
She argues with him, telling him we have a moral obligation to get the news to people, but he disagrees. He says somebody's got to survive. And that's all they're really obligated to do.
Yeah, man. Evidently, she's good friends with the camera guy here because he overhears this.
Yeah.
Kind of just says, hey, go ahead. Like, they're cutting us at midnight anyway, so
right.
We're done here, you know?
Yeah, our responsibility is finished, he says.
Right.
We cut to a quick shot of a crescent moon before moving on to a SWAT sting. We got people rappelling down buildings and a guy with a bullhorn calling out to somebody named Martinez, telling him they got the place surrounded.
Well, let's go ahead and establish real quick here that we were thinking about this. The world is kind of ending right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's widespread panic. We saw the TV station. At first, I thought this was just clearing out a zombie-filled building. But,
right. I wanted them to be yelling at a zombie named Martinez.
Right. And then, you know, upon deeper inspection for these notes, come to find out it's like they're taking out a criminal. They're
yeah,
the
like
world's
a
ending.
drug lord or something.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Anyway.
Let's don't
continue.
worry about that anymore, dude. Let the people have their drugs.
That's what I'm saying. I can't believe
you need
guys,
them now.
You guys are all fucking working and stuff, and the world's ending like half.
Yeah, and you're working for who? Who's paying you?
Yeah, it's just fucking strange. But anyways, back to the raid.
Yeah, we got a guy saying, "Oh, the bastard's got him moved into one building." Dumb little bastard. Bro, do you know any other swear words? Like,
yeah, he drops a couple.
We'll get more from this dude in a second here, but SWAT agents go running by grabbing equipment, and we cut to Roger DeMarco, aka Trooper, feeding lines to the guy with the bullhorn, it seems like, or maybe he's just predicting what he's going to say, because he goes, "There are no charges against you," and the other guy repeats it through the bullhorn, and then DeMarco looks at the dude next to him, and he's like, "Yet." But there's one SWAT member that's getting all amped up and saying, "Come on, Martinez, show your greasy little Puerto Rican ass so I can blow it right off." And he stands up with a shotgun pointing toward the door. How many patriots in this country said the same thing about Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show, do you think? Pointing shotguns at their TVs.
Oh, I bet, dude.
True to form, this dude doubles down on his racism by saying he wants to blow all their Puerto Rican and N-word asses right off.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently pissed that they're being put up in a big hotel, and he bitches that it's nicer than what he's got. He's like, "You can't talk them out, you gotta blow them out." Jesus Christ, dude. DeMarco looks concerned about this too, but he looks over at another agent, and they introduce themselves. His is when Roger's talking to this green officer named Rod Tucker, telling him, "Hey man, stay cool, don't pop off when we go in there." But Raj, it sounds like you'd be much better served talking to this other guy. He's fucking losing it. Sounds just like the kind of guy we want to give guns and make our SWAT agents.
Right, yeah.
But that's when Martinez and his goons come busting out of the door, guns blazing, and poor Rod never gets a chance to do anything because the second they come out, this dude gets shot right in the middle of the head.
Oh, yeah, dude. Like, why even fucking introduce yourself? Dude was dead.
Well, he didn't know he was going to die immediately.
Yeah, just as quick as we were introduced, Rod is dead.
Right? They get into this huge shootout on the roof until Roger comes face to face with Martinez, telling him, hey, man, just chill out, don't run. But that's exactly what he does, and he gets shot immediately. And I think it sucks how Martinez was clearly just a white dude dressed to look like a stereotypical Latin gangbanger, complete with bandana and fucking brown face.
Isn't there like a white chick dressed up like who's got brown face on too? If that's
there fucking might be, dude.
There's a few. Like I thought I
think
seen
it
a
happened
chick.
a bunch.
Maybe I thought it was a chick. Whatever it was, I was like, hey, that's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's darkened with some brown face tint and, you know,
Right.
not the orange we're used to today, but I'm sure he'd be fucking hunted down in the street like a dog these days. Careful what Halloween costumes you're choosing this year, kids. But suddenly someone throws a smoke bomb into the hallway, and the SWAT team all toss on gas masks and raid the building. Guns still blazing, and that racist agent Wooly is just kicking down doors and shooting anyone inside.
Oh, dude, it's fucking nuts. Yeah, he's just firing fucking shots in.
Yeah. That is until Roger comes up and tries to stop him. He jumps on Wooly's back and gets thrown to the ground, while another officer threatens to shoot Wooly if he doesn't chill the fuck out. And that's when Wooly turns around to kick in another door, but a cop standing by tells him, no, not that room. But it's too late. He kicks it open anyway, and this other masked SWAT agent shoots him in the back.
It's fucking nuts, yeah. There's a big struggle here, you
Mhm.
know? Crazy, they kind of saw it coming before they went inside, you know? Like, fucking Woolly's out of control.
Oh, yeah. Roger's helped up from the ground as officers file into this new room, where they discover a bunch of dead bodies, and one of which tries to get up even though it's missing a foot, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, dude, they're all snacking in here. It's fucking gross. It's like when we get our first really good shot of zombies, like, eating
Right.
dead bodies.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's not like somebody coming back to life. It's pieces.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking foot, leg.
Yeah. Just grabbed it out of the fridge a couple minutes ago. But another couple of officers are in here, and one of them's struggling with his gun while his partner yells at him to shoot the goddamn zombie in the head. And he takes a while to do so and never ends up getting a shot off before the other guy's attacked by another zombie lady that blindsides him from another room.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, I know what they were trying to go for, but I don't like the blue zombie makeup we got going on in this. Like, it might have been better off sticking with black and white if we couldn't figure that part out, like the film, I mean.
Right.
But, like, maybe some blue or green tones in there to show bruising or decay, but they just look like fucking Smurfs, and it takes me out of it.
Yeah, and I can't tell, like, I kind of assumed it was just a case of using the same color they're using on the white people as anybody that had, any kind of different race, you know, different skin color.
Right.
That's what I assumed it to be, but it's happening on the white people too. So I think it's, like, I don't know, it's an odd choice.
Yeah. I mean, start with white, I would say, with some gray and, you know, blue-green accents or whatever, but, like, I don't know, they go
super
way
blue.
too fucking blue.
Right.
The first agent falls to the ground with the 1-foot zombie chasing him down somehow. Roger has now come in to help the second officer, but a third zombie comes out of another room and they start to get overrun. And they finally succeed in throwing the zombie lady off of him and shooting her in the head. The agent in the kitchen does the same, but the third zombie managed to escape out into the hallway where a lady recognizes him as Miguel
Yeah, damn.
and goes up to try to help him, but it's definitely too late for that. Stop treating the zombies like your family and friends. They're not. She
Right.
runs up to hug him, but he takes a fucking couple of big old bites out of her until they finally pull him off of her and kill them both. And that's when we see the first officer in the kitchen just put his gun up to his own face. And we cut to Roger's reaction as he pulls the trigger and we hear the shot go off.
Yeah, Flyboy's got to get a fucking breather after this one, man.
Oh, fuck. Oh, Roger, yeah.
Yeah, so he steps out.
Yeah, this is where he decides he's had enough. Roger runs to a utility room of some kind and starts to throw up in a big sink.
Right, man. Yeah, he's got to take his fucking mask off. And I mean, I guess so, you know.
Yeah.
One of your workers blew their fucking head off in the other room.
Yeah, they just can't cope with the fucking situation anymore. They're taking themselves out.
Right.
But he hears a voice from another part of the room, a very deep, fucking silky baritone from the corner. And he goes, "You ain't just in here by yourself, boy." And another SWAT member comes out from behind a hanging sheet, still with a gas mask on, and Roger draws on him. And this guy goes, "You was in Wooly's unit, wasn't you?" And Roger's like, I didn't see nothing. I didn't see how he died.
Ooh.
Yeah. And they have this little standoff for a minute, but that's where the wonderful Ken Foree unmasks and reveals himself in this movie. Peter Washington is his name. Roger asks Pete if he's running, not because of Wooly, but because of the situation at large. She says, a lot of people are running. I could run. I could run tonight.
Right.
And he lights a cigarette and tells Peter he's got a friend with a helicopter that asked him to come with him. And they're having this little debate about, like, do you think it's right to run? But then a door opens behind them, smoke billowing out of it. They think it's a zombie and draw down. But a fucking priest steps through.
Right. Like, what the fuck?
Asking to be let through to see his sister on the 7th floor. And he tells him, just let me pass. The people of 107 will do what you ask now. Many people have died on the streets this past week. In the basement of this building, you find them. I have given them the last rites, but you do what you will. You're stronger than us. But sooner, I think, they be stronger than you. When the dead walk, senores, we must stop the killing or lose the war. Fuck.
Hell yeah. That's kind of crazy, though. We took them all into the basement.
Yeah,
You know?
that was heavy and dark, but as he walks away, I noticed the sick leg situation he's got going on here. He's missing his right leg.
Right.
But he's got a little, like, crutch thing rigged up to serve as a second leg.
Kind of like a pirate.
Like a like a peg leg, yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking pretty sweet, actually. But outside, the SWAT team breaks through a boarded-up window. Unfortunately, they release a fucking whole-ass horde of zombies who chase them all back up through the stairwell.
Mm-hmm.
That's when Peter goes to the basement to find a room full of fucking zombies munching on various body parts.
Yeah, pretty sweet.
He pulls out his revolver and just starts taking them out one by one. It's pretty jarring, actually, just to see these bodies fall one after another.
Right.
But he runs out of ammo just as one of the live ones is crawling toward him to attack, and Roger comes up and intervenes, shooting that one in the head. But that's when the National Guard busts in through another weird, like, trap door toward the ceiling and asks if they're okay. Like, hey, do you need more men? But Pete's like, no, it's all been done, man.
Yeah, kind of strange, you know. I guess, like, the National Guard's here to save the day,
Yeah.
which I still...
Yeah, just in time. Thanks, Dix.
Yeah, so weird.
Cavalry's finally come.
Right. For the fugitive. Okay.
Another soldier walks past and gives a crazy wide-eyed stare looking at the aftermath here. And they walk away, and Roger asks Peter why the people kept the zombies in here. And he says because they still believe there's respect in dying. False.
Interesting.
One more shot fires that transitions us to our next shot, which is Stephen and Francine arriving on the roof in their helicopter. There are more dead bodies on the roof, and Franny reacts to one, but Steve comforts her for a moment, but doesn't hesitate too long before he grabs a gas nozzle from the wall and starts filling up the chopper. He tells her he doesn't see Roger yet, but they'll give him 10 more minutes to get his ass over here.
Mm-hmm.
For the moment, just keep pumping gas into the chopper. It's just like a car, okay? Just hold it there until it spits out at you. That's not how I fill my car. Steve goes into the building and walks through a locker room into an office, and that's where yet another dead body is, you know, like slumped over a fucking desk here.
Right.
And he drags it away from the radio where HQ's trying to get through to no one. And he picks up the receiver and tells him the operator is dead and the post is abandoned. That's when Franny starts to see headlights coming down the road and calls out to Steve. But just then, a bunch of fucking cops appear out of nowhere, telling Franny to stay cool, holding Steve at gunpoint, asking what their business is.
I don't think I saw this part.
Oh, okay.
I think
This is an
a little
extended.
extra. I
Okay.
think so, yeah.
It's like the land is completely lawless now, basically, and even the cops have descended into just being fucking like looking out for themselves. They have to
Right.
at this point, you know?
Right.
Steve tells them they're just there to refuel. All the dead guys were already here when we got here, I swear. But that's when one of the cops recognizes Steve as the traffic reporter from the news station, and the dumbass cop outside yells, "We'd get a lot further in this bird, but not everybody would be able to fit into it. There's like 8 people here now, with more
Right.
coming." So one of the guys is like, "Oh, well, that's fine. He's not going anywhere. He can't drive himself." And the cop outside's like, "Yeah, if something happens to Steve, we'd be stuck. We'd be stuck." And he just wants to get to the boat. A terrible delivery on a lot of these lines.
Right.
That's when one of the cops recognizes that the car approaching is a squad car. It is indeed Roger and Peter rolling up. And the cop inside still has Steve at gunpoint, accusing him of, he's like running away, but using the GON traffic helicopter. And he tells Roger that he caught Steve and Franny stealing company gasoline. And Roger tries to play it off like they don't know each other, but Steve tells him, "Hey man, the jig is up. These guys are trying to run too." The one cop here goes, "Now, it'd be crazy to start shooting at one another, wouldn't it?" And
Oh,
Pete's
shit.
like, "Yeah, it sure would."
Damn.
And luckily, everybody lets everyone else pass. And Steve is skeptical of Peter all of a sudden for no reason. He's wearing a SWAT uniform and came with Roger.
Right.
But Roger vouches for him. And he also warns the crew leaving that the docks have been knocked out and they're traveling by boat. So we'll see how that goes.
Damn. Okay.
Franny's not sure the helicopter can take Peter all that extra weight. What are you fucking trying to say, lady?
Yeah. Yeah, it might not be as good for gas mileage, but
Well, yeah, that's basically what Steve says. Yeah, we'll lose a little more fuel, but we'll be okay.
Yep.
That's when the other cop comes eyeballing outside the window of the chopper after they get in, asking if anybody has a cigarette. Oh shit, Mooch is back from Leprechaun 4.
Yeah, fucking Jesus, man.
No such luck, though. Steve asks where they're headed, and he says they're trying to make it to the islands, and Steve gives him a quizzical look and says, what islands? And he's like, fuck, I don't know any islands.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking all right, go for it, buddy. Knock yourself out. But the cop asks the same question, and Steve tells him, oh, we're going straight up.
Right.
And we cut back to the police crew loading up their boat, crying about how they didn't have any cigarettes. We need cigarettes. Does anybody have any goddamn cigarettes?
I like how the helicopter takes off and everybody inside of the helicopter lights up a cigarette.
Yeah.
You're
Cut back to them, and as soon as we lift up, at least 2 of them light up. So fucking funny.
Nope, fresh up. Sorry.
And the cop's like, how am I going to go to the island without cigarettes? Can we stop for some? Jesus Christ, the 70s.
Fucking stop at a gas station. Aren't they all overrun? Run inside, steal one. You know,
Probably all been looted by now.
maybe.
But back in the chopper, Peter asks if anyone's leaving anyone behind, and Fran says an ex-husband, Roger says an ex-wife, and Pete says some brothers. And there's a cool shot as the chopper takes off of a building in the distance and all the lights are going out floor by floor. That was nice.
Oh, okay.
Franny steps a little out of line here, though, when she asks Peter, oh, hey, so these brothers you're talking about, are these real brothers or street brothers? And he's like, fucking both, bitch, what? He says 2 actual brothers, it turns out. One of them's in jail, the other one's a pro football player, and we catch up to each other every once in a while, he says. There is a nice little scene of our main group getting to know each other as we make our journey on. And he's like, you know, Pete's asking her, like, is he your man talking about Steve? She goes, most of the time, yes. But, like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Is he or isn't he?
On and off again, you know.
Yeah. Peter and Franny confirm that they're just trying to learn more about who they're with. Not a bad idea. And we get a crazy segment of score during the helicopter montage here. People start falling asleep, including Steve at the controls of the chopper.
Yeah, not cool, dude.
Right. So Peter punches him back awake, and Steve dumps some water on himself to wake himself up. And Pete asks where they are. Steve says they passed Harrisburg about an hour ago. And down below, we get some fantastic shots of a military convoy driving along a road winding through the Appalachians and like a field through which a group of people are walking. And it's hard to tell at first whether they're zombies or alive people, but either way, it's a pretty powerful shot.
Yeah, dude. You can tell it's just, this is spread everywhere, you know?
Yeah. So Steve looks down and confirms that the people in the field are rednecks out of Johnston, enjoying themselves with all this zombie killing.
Yeah, dude. It's like a big group of vigilantes.
Right.
But they're all fucking drinking.
Yeah, dude.
Shit.
Yeah, I love this fucking montage here on the ground as the rednecks mix in with the army personnel and the police.
Right.
They're fucking having coffee outside, patching up victims of zombie attacks. Everybody's got a long gun of some kind. It's a pretty good time.
Bunch of hillbillies, man.
They got dogs and beer. How could it be a bad time? In fact, this has turned into a party complete with music and fireworks. Oh, never mind. That was just a couple of rednecks taking down some zombies in the field.
Fucking car explosions and shit.
Yeah, there's an awfully festive mood going on over here, though.
Right.
Between the rednecks and the army, they're just having a fun day on the range playing the duck game at the fair, essentially. And somebody shoots a zombie from long range and then, explodes a car with 2 more standing next to it, taking them both out at once. And the helicopter finally comes in for a landing to get more fuel. And there's another undead Smurf that comes out from behind a fucking prop plane. And Steve is upset that it looks like the gas is about empty at this fueling station.
Right.
And Roger mentions that a lot of these farmers have prop planes for crop dusting. I guess they all hit the pumps at the same time and took off.
Mm-hmm.
But Roger goes to fuel the helicopter up while Steve and Franny scope out the hangars and Pete explores the offices, checking for zombies and seeing what they can make use of.
Fucking sad excuse for a hangar, man. I was thinking like something from one of those, I don't know, from the movies and shit. Some giant, huge.
Yeah. This place just looks like a long garage.
That's what I was like. What the fuck? Fucking plane can't fit in there, man. Peter's little venture is a little more entertaining, I think.
I would say so, yeah. First of all, he gets spooked by a cup being blown off a table by the wind.
Right.
He gets pissed and smacks an automatic coffee vending machine, which whirs to life when he does, and I guess he's got them fucking Fonz hands.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
He sits down to enjoy it, but that's when he notices the door on the side of the room keeps on being jostled by something, and he stands up and fires around through it. Now, wait a minute, man. What if, and just hear me out here, what if it's not a zombie?
Right. Could have killed an innocent person, I guess.
Right.
Should
Could have made another zombie.
Shouldn't have been in there acting like a fucking zombie, dude.
Back outside, Steve and Francine runs into like another member of the fucking Blue Man group here and tackles Steve to the ground. A hammer falling out in the process, like a big mallet.
Right.
And Steve is struggling on the ground with this guy, letting his thumb get way too close to this zombie's mouth, by the way.
Yeah, for sure.
And he tells Fran to run as another zombie approaches her from behind, but she just stands there totally useless for far too fucking long, just like Barbara in the Night of the Living Dead, completely fucking just catatonic almost.
Right.
But finally, Steve manages to grab the hammer and bash the zombie on the ground's brains in, and Fran still is just standing there until Steve physically shoves her, telling her to run. And Steve tackles the second zombie, who inexplicably makes a Chewbacca noise as he falls. They both go hauling ass back for the chopper while Pete's still unloading into this fucking door inside.
Right.
And during all this, Roger's just standing there not looking while that first zombie we saw keeps getting closer and closer to him.
He's got to fucking pay attention, man.
Yeah, man. That'll come back to haunt him later.
Right.
But Steve sees this and calls out, but he can't hear him over the helicopter rotors.
Right.
So he finally does turn around as the zombie steps up onto a box to come at him. But luckily, the height he reaches on that box is just perfect to give us this great fucking helicopter blade decapitation here.
Yeah, dude.
It's like a half decap. Yeah.
Yeah. Chops off the top of his fucking head, dude.
Right. Blood pouring out everywhere.
So awesome.
Fucking falls down with his stupid head. But back inside, the door finally opens, revealing two kid zombies who both come to attack Peter, and he just dumps a full clip into both of them.
Dude, fucking awesome. That was a great idea. I think, at first you see it and you go, oh, no, kids. But that's the whole fucking point. So,
right.
Cheers to that, dude.
Yeah, I respect a movie that's not afraid to kill kids.
Fuck yeah.
Or show kid death. Within reason. But Steve takes a few more shots at Chewbacca zombie outside. But none are effective because he keeps shooting him in the fucking torso. That's when Roger walks up and pushes his gun aside and fires one round right into Chewie's head. Boom, right to the ground.
Right.
Peter's inside reacting to the kids dying, and another nasty-looking zombie in plaid comes up behind him. The makeup on this dude's fantastic. His face is all drooping and bloody and shit.
Hell yeah.
But once again, Steve tries to save the day, continues firing into this zombie's back, and once again, Roger pushes his gun out of the way and shoots a single shot and downs this guy. The fucking head, Steve. You gotta shoot him in the head.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Everybody's a better shot than Steven.
Yeah, he's like, well, fuck me, I guess. I quit. And Roger calls out to Peter, letting him know they're ready to roll while Steve comforts Franny. That's when Pete walks up all pissed and he fucking points his guns like point blank at Steve. And he's like, never aim a gun at anyone, mister.
Yeah, it's because he had to fucking dive out. Like, Steven was fucking being a dick.
Yeah.
And when he aimed at that zombie, Peter was directly behind him.
Exactly.
So he was about to fucking kill his ass. So,
right.
That's just a little bit of a how you like it, motherfucker.
Exactly. That's what he says. He's like, scary, isn't it?
Right.
But Steve pisses himself, but he gets the point. Pete helps him back up and we're back in the air. Steve says they got to find some fuel, maybe in Cleveland. Oh, that's local. But Roger counters, all right, but we got to stay away from the big titties. We may not get out alive. Fair point, gentlemen. Touche.
Throws another joke about Steven aiming the gun at Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't forget, dude.
Well, he says Pete offers that they might not get out of anywhere alive. They had enough trouble at the refueling station. But Roger tries to comfort him, saying, well, as long as there's not too many zombies around, we can handle them fine. And he mentions, well, it wasn't one of those things that nearly blew me away.
Mm-hmm.
So, a little bit of tension here.
For sure.
Roger tries to convince him they got to keep to the country, try to find more refueling stations, and Steve offers there's some docks along the river with some. But Roger's like, nah, they're probably still manned. Probably better to avoid those.
Right.
They're after scavengers and looters, but Pete's like, what, you got papers for this limousine? What credentials are you going to show? Your fucking news station credentials? Nobody gives a shit.
Right.
We're not out here doing traffic reports. We're thieves and bad guys, and that's exactly what we are. We're going to have to find our own way.
Yep.
But Fran points out they have virtually nothing with them. No food, no water, not even a radio. And she reminds Steve he needs to get some sleep soon because he's fucking flying their asses.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's where we get our first shots of the Monroeville Mall, that goblin score kicking back in. And some establishing shots outside as the chopper lands on the roof. Everybody gets out and stares down at the zombie crowd. Steve freaks out, but Roger points out that they can't get up to him up here.
Man, how many malls have you seen with a fucking helipad?
You know, I don't see
why?
the top of many malls, I don't think.
Why would there be a helicopter pad on top of a fucking shopping mall?
Why not? For when fancy people need to shop, dude. This is exactly where they come to get all their fancy shit.
No fucking way. Dad, I'm gonna take the chopper down to the mall.
Where was the access point supposed to be, though? When they landed on the roof, there wasn't like a door for them to walk through down into the mall. It was like they had to break a window and climb down a fucking ladder.
Yeah, there should have been a door somewhere if there was
Right.
a helipad.
Right.
It just didn't make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody that can afford to fly a helicopter places versus driving would be like, you know what? I'm going to go to the fucking mall right now.
Yeah, but on the roof. Yeah, no, well, first of all, you're going to send somebody else to do it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Don't fucking have to do that shit yourself. Just seems strange.
Yeah. I love the shot of this zombie throwing a shopping cart across the lot like an asshole, though. And there's another good shot of Pete and Roger scoping shit out through the skylights on the roof. There are zombies inside the mall, but it looks like they can't get into the stores because the gates are down, and none of them are on the second floor, thank goodness.
Right.
They can't figure out stairs, I guess.
I mean, guess not. The escalators are fucking off.
Right.
Right.
I like the conversation between Steve and Fran here because she asks why the zombies came here of all places, and Steve assumes it's just an instinct, a memory of what they used to do. So damn, dude, even in zombie afterlife, they're still just all suckers for a good deal?
Like past memories, I guess. Like they
Yeah, he mentions this was an important place in their lives.
Right. I used to frequent them all, I guess, man.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, that's when Roger and Pete spy some military rations and supplies in a separate area adjacent to the mall. Fuck yeah, score.
Yeah, nice.
And Steve asks how they're supposed to get down there, and Pete just smashes the fucking window out. Ah, I see. He and Roger jump down to scope it out and sweep through the area. Steve and Fran come down too. The coast looks pretty clear, and Roger's like, oh shit, fucking hey, it looks like a free lunch. And Fran picks up a container of Spam and looks pretty sad about it.
Fuck, gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah, Roger's like, did you bring a can opener? She's like, no, I guess I didn't. He's like, well, then don't knock it, because it's got its own key, bitch.
Right.
Be thankful for what you have. So they look out into a stairwell, and Roger asks Pete what he thinks. Like, you want to hole up here? What are we going to do? And we get a shot of Roger sitting in silence, eating some Spam with his knife. So they decided to fucking stick around for a little while. Great transition.
It doesn't seem like a bad spot, but if there's only one way in and one way out.
Yeah,
you know
in
what
their
I
little
mean?
hidey hole here.
Right.
Yeah.
Which the question is, how fast can they climb back up and out the window? Which we find out isn't too bad, but I was
Right.
kind of skeptical at first. I'm like, man, don't pin yourself in a fucking corner.
Right,
you know?
exactly, yeah. Fran comes up to sit next to Roger, and he offers her some Spam. I love that he's, like, everything he's eating in this, he's eating with his knife. But she's still not into it, dude. When she gets hungry enough, she will be, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
But Roger lights up an after-dinner cigarette, looks over at Peter, telling him he needs to get some sleep as well, but Pete has had his mind on other things. Namely, the fact that there's a lot of shit down there in that mall that they could use.
Fuck yeah, it's a gold mine.
Yeah, and the zombies are pretty spread out down there, he says. Might be worth looking into. And Roger looks at him, he's like, hit and run.
Oh, yeah.
They both stand up to go kick some ass, and Fran's like, whoa, hey, wait a minute. This is crazy. This is exactly what we're trying to go away from.
Right.
And Roger's like, look, dude, we got to at least check it out. She calls out to Steven, thinking that he's going to stop them or something, but he's still knocked out in the corner. So Pete says, hey, you know what? Just leave him. He hands Francine a gun, telling her it's ready to shoot, but be careful. The trigger squeeze is really easy. Don't fucking shoot me in the ass. I thought he was talking about for a minute she was going to come with him,
Oh.
but he's just giving her a gun to defend themselves
Right.
while they're gone.
Yeah, he pretty much says, shoot anybody that comes up the stairs besides us.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Yeah, if anyone else comes up, you guys take off in the machine, he calls the helicopter.
Right.
But Roger and Pete go downstairs, and he tells Franny, look, you're going to hear some shooting. Don't panic. That's just us. And they go down armed to the teeth, starts fucking like SWAT sweeping through some industrial-looking hallways, checking doors as they go.
Yeah, it was like fucking leads us to like the boiler room or something, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's exactly what they end up in. And we cut back to Franny, who still hasn't moved, just staring down this stairwell. That's when Roger and Pete find a control room with fucking walkie-talkies and, more importantly, the keys to the kingdom, as Roger says.
Right.
Big-ass key ring with, like, a key to every store in the mall. Fuck yes.
Yup.
They grab some radios and head back out. Fran's still just staring in the fucking stairwell.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be too, honestly. Just fucking sitting there waiting.
What else do you do, I guess? Fucking Steve's sleeping. You can't really talk to him.
Yeah.
But that's when Pete and Raj come out of a door into the mall proper with more of that goblin banging away. They duck down next to a railing and look down onto the ground floor, and I gotta say, man, there are a lot of fucking zombies down here.
Dude, shit, yeah.
Gotta be honest, I might not risk it. I always say I'd prefer to go with the Michonne from The Walking Dead method. Take a nice long powerful katana with me, lots of reach, sharp and heavy so you can slice right through zombie skulls and keep going, but most importantly, it's quiet. And here's the thing, all they have is fucking guns.
Mm-hmm.
So as soon as they start firing, every zombie in a 5-mile radius is gonna fucking come running.
Right.
The shots of the zombies shambling around the mall are pretty sick, though. It's great watching them just wander past the food court and the fucking photo hut and Spencer's Gifts over here. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah.
All the lighting in the mall looks great. I love big spaces like this. It's my favorite. Malls, movie theaters, I'm always into it. Roger tells Pete it's Christmas time down there, and Pete responds with, "Fat city, brother. How are we going to work it?" I mean, is it worth it? You could put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it, I guess.
That's nice.
Roger says they start with a department store and use the escalator to move down to the first floor. They find a key for one, and Roger asks, "Hey, how about a little music? Might cover the noise we make." All right, good call. I'm glad that was addressed.
Yeah, dude. They power up everything. Fucking fountains turn on.
Yeah, man.
It's
fucking
crazy.
Yeah, music, lights, fucking they hit everything. We get this fantastic montage of them like bringing everything to life, which gives us this great happy-go-lucky backing track to these zombies shuffling around.
Right.
And they turn on the escalators and the fountains and all that shit. Fucking, this is so much fun.
Definitely.
We cut back and forth from spinning mannequins to spinning zombies, basically note for note matching each other's energy. It's fantastic. And cut back to Fran, still just standing in the exact same spot, getting fucking bored and frustrated. I want to go to the mall too. And finally, she walks back into the room where Steve is sleeping and calls out to him. That's when we cut back to the mall floor to watch a few zombies struggling with life now, because like one of them falls over a railing into a fountain, and another couple of them just can't seem to get the hang of the mechanics of the escalator. I'm fucking dying watching them trip over each other, dude. I love the use of the mannequins through this too. We're basically looking at the same thing as when the zombies are on screen. Those ones just move, but there's no different. There's just blank face, fucking, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Whether it's animated or not is the difference. There's one zombie sitting in a fountain picking up big handfuls of change at the bottom as the clock chimes in the distance. Another group of zombies arrives at the top of the escalator right behind a dead body just being carried up it, and they all trip over it. And Roger and Pete run down a hallway past a photo booth and turn a corner to see a group of zombies headed right for them. So they duck back behind the wall to come up with a game plan. Pete pulls out a cigar, but he can't find a lighter, so Raj helps him out. He's like, "What do you think, bag it or do we go for it?" And Pete asks him if he's game, and Roger's like, "Fuck yeah, my Zippo's gonna run out soon. I need lighter fluid."
He's a big smoker, man.
Everybody is. So the fucking 70s, who wasn't?
Right.
They run out past the Brown Derby Steakery Love Pub, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah, fucking love pub.
And they start gun-butting all these zombies as they fly by them. Good thing the zombies move slow. It's like playing a game with the difficulty turned all the way down, but all the handicaps on, you know? So you're just like zipping around them like you slowed time down. But Steve and Fran have now come out, apparently. Steve's like, "Jesus Christ, they're maniacs." And he grabs the gun and runs off, Fran following. Peter struggles trying to find the right key to get into a store while Roger gives him some cover fire, dropping a few more zombies.
Right.
And Steve runs down the stairs, but Fran calls out, "No, don't do it." Meanwhile, Roger has to back all the zombies off of Pete while he tries to get the department store door open. It's a fucking Penny's, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And when they finally do, there's a whole crowd of zombies out here now that they keep having to shove them back. And they try to get the door back into place, but one of the zombies falls through it, blocking the door from closing. So Roger's forced to drag it inside with him.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Good decision, though, I think. You know?
Oh, absolutely. Means to an end, but at the very least. But another zombie manages to get a hold of his gun outside the door.
Right.
And Roger just ends up giving it to him so they can close the door. That sucks.
For sure.
He turns around and pulls out his sidearm and pumps a couple rounds into the fucking zombie on the floor's dome, safe and sound again. Meanwhile, Fran yells at Steven that they've got to get up to the roof, but Steve argues that they can't just leave Pete and Raj. What's wrong with you, bitch?
Yeah, they were trying to fucking dip, and I guess she just thinks that shit's hitting the fan already.
Yeah,
she can't see
she's
anything.
ready to bail already, but Steve's not.
Right. Thank fucking God.
Yeah. But we're back in the store with fucking Pete and Roger, and they're celebrating all of a sudden. Let's go shopping.
Yeah, shopping spree.
Pete tries to remind Roger not to go crazy, but he's wild now, just trying to grab shit. Pete's like, "I'm going to go grab a television and a radio so we can figure out what the fuck's going on out there."
Right.
And meanwhile, Steve tries to make the same journey the boys did while they go on a shopping spree, but Raj grabs a jacket off the rack and Pete fucking walks in carrying a TV and an extension cord, whole bunch of shit. Raj is like, bro, we can't carry all that. But that's when Pete comes around the corner with a big cart. It's like a fucking like gardening wheelbarrow.
Right. Not bad.
He's like, oh, I see. He's pushing that along, and he's like, we ain't doing this for exercise. We might as well try to get what we can. Roger has his doubts about how well this is going to work, but they wheel all the shit back up to the door with his jaunty-ass music playing.
Yeah, man, there's a shit ton of fucking zombies here, too, so looks like they drew quite a bit of attention.
Oh, yeah. I like how Roger has to drag the zombie body out of the way to make room for the cart, though.
Right.
And here's where we get a pretty cool shot of Pete running down the escalator stairs. The escalator's not moving, but he's using it like a staircase. And then Roger just runs up and slides down the middle of this escalator. Fucking nice. Pete grabs his gun off of it just before Roger gets to the bottom, hooting and hollering the whole time, having a blast. I guess Romero commented at some point that you couldn't do that these days because they put something on the elevator or the escalators now to prevent it.
Right.
People from sliding down. But I guess at one point Tom Savini commented that he likes to think this movie was responsible for that. Could be.
Yeah, right.
They post up for another zombie encounter, and Pete tells Raj they're going to give him the old okey doke, whatever the fuck that means.
The old switcheroo, you know?
They run up to the windows downstairs and start banging and yelling, trying to get all the zombies' attention to force them over to this window. And they give it a minute for the zombies to build up, and they start to back away. Meanwhile, Steve's in the control room they were in earlier, going through all kinds of blueprints and grabbing a gun and shit. And he doesn't notice, however, another zombie creeping by in the distance in the fucking, like, darkness of the shadows of this boiler room.
Yeah, dude, he's all by himself. He's gonna get fucking got.
Uh-huh.
And then, you know, he's trying to fucking... He notices that somebody's here and he's looking around and shit, but he's, like, shooting at these fucking shadows. I'm like, is this dude still asleep?
Dude, that pissed me off so bad.
There's fucking bullets bouncing off of fucking pipes and shit's like, ping, ping. I'm like, what is this fucking idiot doing?
Yeah, dude. He fucking, like, we check back in with the boys for a minute. Pete tells Raj to head back upstairs and give him a holler when the coast is clear, which is a pretty good move because they're like herding all the zombies downstairs and away from the stuff they're trying to wheel through up top.
Right.
But he uses a match to light another cigar, and Roger uses the radios they stole to call down to him. Looks like the zombies are spread out far enough to move past now. But back in the boiler room, yes, Steve still fails to notice the zombie creeping up behind him until he finally catches a shadow. He fucking shoots at it. Outside, the boys hear it and react, and they're like, what the hell was that? The fuzz maybe? Or maybe Flyboy? Where's it coming from?
Right.
Yeah, dude, not gonna lie. Steve's an idiot, and I'm ready for him at this point to just die.
Yeah.
Because he's shooting his fucking six-shooter like an Old West gunslinger, literally just firing at shadows, wasting ammo like a dumbass.
Yeah.
And he fires one round, and it ricochets about 8 times off the random pipes everywhere.
Yeah, about kills himself.
Yeah. It's a ridiculous little sequence here and makes Steve completely unlikable for this segment in my book. And to prove my point, when he finally does encounter the actual zombie, he's now run out of ammo.
Yeah, fucking moron. Yeah, no more fucking bullets left.
So he goes running like a little bitch instead. Meanwhile, back upstairs, Pete heads out the front door of Penny's to get the supplies where they need to be. And then the plan is to go round up dumbass Steve, who's currently trying to reload his gun. But he drops the box of ammo all over the ground and he gets attacked from behind by a zombie chasing him. He falls to the ground and tries to fire his presumably empty gun over and over again, like to no effect. But luckily, he does manage to get one in the chamber and nails this guy in the head.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know he's learned how to do that now.
Yeah, he sucks.
But upstairs, Peter's hauling ass past all these zombies until one of them snags him as he rounds the corner of the hallway. That's when Steve comes out of the door down the hall and he gets ganged up on by a group of them here and on the fringes of where Pete just was. So he's fighting them off as best he can. That's when Pete gets all WWE and picks up a fucking zombie and body slams his ass over the side of the railing, plummeting to the fucking ground below. Fuck yeah. By God. Here's Pete Washington with the choke slam.
Suplex.
Choke slam from hell.
Over the top rope.
He yells out to Steven, hey, Flyboy, don't go in the stairway. Yeah, thanks. But he's trying to convince him, hey, man, don't attract them to the door. Then we'll be swarmed.
Right.
Run past all the danger to me. And we'll lead him off and, you know, fucking lose him or whatever.
Right.
So against his better judgment, he does. Good move, Steve. Fucking finally.
Peter's a smart one here.
Oh, yeah. Just like fucking Ben in the OG. But Pete tells him to make a run for the department store and follows after. But, hey, wait, man, you left your shopping cart.
They go back for it, right?
They do. Oh, the zombies aren't interested.
Right.
I love the shot of this, like, spiritual guru zombie. It's a white dude, but he's got a mostly shaved head, except for, like, some in the back, and he's got this like yellow-orange robe on, fucking bunch of beads all over the place. This dude's great.
Nice, yeah.
Big round glasses. But that's when Pete and Steve go run punching through this crowd of zombies. up to the front door of Penny's and run inside just in time. Then Pete tells him, okay, one more time, same trick, let's go. They go to run back through and lead more to the front door, but this time as they run past the mannequins, one of them lunges forward and nabs poor Roger.
Mm-hmm.
They struggle on the ground for a minute until Raj grabs a screwdriver out of this dude's belt and stabs it into his ear, putting him down.
Yeah, dude, sick kill.
Hell yeah. They go running back down the escalator to the other set of doors and start banging and whooping, attracting another big old crowd, laughing the whole time, kind of releasing some tension here a little bit. You can tell they're letting loose a little.
Right. Yeah, probably starting to lose it a little bit, you know? Shit's fucking crazy.
That too. Zombies come swarming from everywhere, while an announcement on the PA tells shoppers that there's a sale on a 40 by 60 burlap tablecloth.
Nice. Okay.
That's when we see that guru zombie has now opened the door to the stairwell. Fucking see what comes of that in a minute.
Yeah, man, I think it's going to find Franny.
Back in the store, Pete tells the boys they're going to have a tough time getting back out of there, but Roger says, nah, we just got to wait a little longer. We'll be able to, make way with our shit, don't worry. But Pete doesn't, he just doesn't want him following them back up to home base. And now he gets the idea that, you know what, maybe this mall isn't so bad. I think we can stick around here for a little while at least, right? Long enough to restock and rejuvenate,
Flyboy points out that there's some passages above the stores too.
Mm-hmm.
So they decide to investigate this because there's got to be at least heating ducts, right?
Yeah. He goes through his blueprints and shit and finds out there's some sort of access. So they make their way in that general direction, and that's when fucking Guru Zombie shambles down the service hallway, getting closer and closer to Franny all by herself in the back room.
Like, why isn't the fucking door locked, Fran?
Yeah, exactly. Peter tells the other two they should try the elevator shaft to get to the passage, and does indeed find the access by going through the top of it. I've always wanted to do that. I always wanted to climb up on top of an elevator and fuck around in the shaft like in all the movies.
Dude, fuck that. I feel like there's a lot of moving parts. Like, somebody's standing on the elevator and it's moving.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, those fucking cables right there are enough for me to be like, I don't want to be standing next to that. What if your like shirt got caught in it? Anything.
You just get pulled in.
I bet you if you accidentally touched it, it would like fucking smash your hand in between them or something.
Oh, fuck, dude.
So
like deglove your hand with the fucking braided cables.
I immediately think of the things around the inside of the shaft that you could get caught on, or the fucking cable itself.
Right.
That's got to be super strong, pulling that heavy ass elevator. I'm like, I don't want to be close to any of that.
No,
I feel like
dude.
it's gonna glove my hand.
Holy shit, yeah.
Pinch my fucking arm up. No, thanks.
Well, Pete yells to the other two he needs a screwdriver and a stool, so they go grab him for him. One-stop shopping right here at your fingertips. And Pete calls out for a Phillips head, and we cut back to Fran hearing some commotion from the hallway, and shit gets kind of tense right here. She calls out to Steven, but then sees that it is indeed Aang from Avatar, apparently. So she starts to pee a little and runs back to the back room where she starts to barricade the door with a bunch of those rations boxes.
The spam ought to hold him.
Oh, fuck.
I'll just pile our spam against the door. Fucking hold them off.
Meanwhile, back in the vent, the boys finally find their way to a furniture and electronics store from the looks of things. Steve gets a big smile on his face when he looks down on a bunch of big-ass old-school TVs that also double as card tables.
Hell yeah.
Meanwhile, Roger looks down into the sporting goods store. Shitload of guns and ammo down here.
Oh, yeah.
I like all the wild game busts hanging up on the walls, too. There's like there's a wild boar.
Yeah.
There's a fucking buffalo. There's a deer.
An elephant.
Yeah. But back with Fran, she's only stacked about 4 of these boxes up against this door to block this zombie out. I hate to break it to you, Toots, but that ain't gonna do shit. And indeed it does not. Aang starts pushing his way through with a fucking cool shot of this, like, the dramatic shadow of his head on the wall next to her as she struggles against the door.
Right.
But she gives up on that and goes running deeper into the room as he comes in. And I love when we get the full reveal of him, his little fucking tambourine hanging on him, no shoes, so his little tootsies are out. Fucking that can't be allowed at the mall, right? No shoes, no shirt, no shoes, no service, right? But he waddles in after Francine, and she's struggling with this little pack until she gets frustrated and dumps it all out and lights a fucking flare. Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, dude.
What's she planning to do with this thing?
She's fucking shit up.
That's when the boys drop back down into the hall with the photo booth, and Pete slowly and as quietly as possible starts to drag the wagon back. That's when Franny's flare goes out upstairs. Oh shit. She puts another one in her teeth and starts trying to climb up an escape ladder, but she's not making it away from fucking Yoko Ono here, apparently. And that's when the boys come back in and see her failing to shake the guy. Steve goes to take a shot at him, but Roger stops him. No, they'll hear it downstairs.
Yeah. Talk about a close fucking call for,
Right.
for everybody,
Fucking
really.
Steve just keeps making terrible decisions this whole movie.
Yeah, Steve and fucking Franny kind of too. Like, what
Yeah.
the fuck, man?
Man. And Roger, too. Like, Peter's the only one that keeps his shit together the whole time.
Right.
But that's also when I noticed nobody screams in this movie. No matter what's happening, there are no vocal reactions whatsoever at any point from anyone.
Man, they're fucking good then.
Mesmerizing.
You know? They're totally good.
They bum rush this zombie. Roger butts him with the gun and puts him down, and Steve grabs Francine to bring her back down to safety. And then Raj and Pete decide everything's going to be all right, and they start packing all their shit to bring inside. Back in the room, Steve's trying to get Fran psyched up about being at the mall. He's like, babe, you should check out all the sick shit we got. This place rules. Babe, hey, we really got it made here. We should never leave, probably. Hey, babe. Like, she's totally fucking like, there's this frantic piano in the score, and she's just got this 1,000-yard stare going on. She has had enough of this zombie bullshit.
Yeah, dude, she almost died, so I mean, I get it.
We cut to Steve turning on the TV to catch a news broadcast, and Pete and Raj refuel a little. Looks like Roger's eating a block of cheese with his knife, and Pete has some fucking crackers and caviar?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
Hell yeah.
Living like kings. One of them asks what time it is. It's not quite 9 yet, I guess. There's no news on the TV, but Steve points out they're still getting a pattern, which means there must be a signal. He tosses a bottle of Jack over to Roger. Hell yeah, now it's a party.
Nice.
He turns the radio onto a broadcast saying, no longer seek occupancy in private residences, no matter how safe or well protected they may be. Okay, check.
Fuck off.
This is
Stay
not a
wherever you
private residence.
can.
I fucking get, yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, they're turning it into their private residence.
Right?
So that's kind of what I'm like. What do you mean don't hold up anywhere? That's terrible.
We're fucking human. We need shelter.
We need
like, where
it,
are we
yeah.
supposed to fucking go? I guess they're like directing them to these stations that are set up all over the place. But,
Is it because it's going to be like Night of the Living Dead where they just drop a bomb to kill everybody?
oh, God.
You know?
Fucking maybe. Yeah, Return of the Living Dead. Yeah. Yeah, that was wild at the end of that movie. They just fucking leveled the town.
That's the
Fuck
only
it.
reason I could see to get everybody out. Otherwise, I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
Right. Well, he goes on to talk about the current state of affairs on the national stage, but Pete wants to check in with Franny. She seems pretty fucked up at this point. He mentions she looks sick, but Steve points out that she's pregnant. Holy fuck me. No way, man.
Well, that explains why she was just feeling like that. You
Man,
know?
I predicted she gonna get bit and have a little zombie baby.
Yeah.
We also get the news that communication with Detroit has been knocked out. Same with Boston and Philly, I think I heard. So Steve tells the boys Fran is 3 or 4 months along, and that prompts Roger to say, shit, well, maybe we should be moving along to find her a doctor or something. And Pete's like, fuck that, dude. We can handle it. This doesn't change anything. And then he asks Steve, do you want to get rid of it?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, what the fuck? Steve shoots him a look like, are you fucking insane? What did you just say?
He's like, hey, bro, I can do it.
Yeah, he tells him, hey man, look, this isn't exactly a great environment to bring new life into. She's not too far along and I know how to do it. What the fuck do you mean? You're on the SWAT team. How do you know how to abort babies?
Maybe he's a nurse too.
Why wouldn't he still be a nurse?
Well,
Who transitions from nursing to the fucking SWAT team?
Maybe they did that at home birth. You know, maybe he's had a kid.
I mean, yeah, I'm guessing he had some sort of fucking back alley experience because maybe he knocked somebody up and they didn't want it. They couldn't fucking take care of it, so they fucking I don't know, but it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Check it out, man. If you run downstairs to the food court,
This is not a skill that they teach people on the SWAT team.
Steal me some money out the register. I can hook you up.
Hey, you know what? You steal me one of them watches from the jewelry store downstairs? I got you. Oh, also grab a coat hanger from one of these department stores.
Trust me, I've aborted babies with less. Now go, bro.
Well, no dice. Steve's not interested. He fucking comes back into the room with Fran to check on her, and she overheard everything they were talking about.
Yeah, she's a little pissed because, not really up to Steve.
Well, yeah. First of all, it should be a group decision, but he thought she was sleeping, so they just talked about whatever it was they were talking about.
I think he was just trying to make her feel better.
I mean, yeah.
Because it's 1978, and I
Right.
think that's kind of what was going on. She's kind of like, motherfucker, why didn't you ask me
Exactly.
if I wanted to abort
She's
it?
like, so,
why are
yeah.
you guys making the decision?
Her line there, yeah, are your decisions made, Mr. Man? Fucking,
Right.
you know, when I'm like, you're obviously in control. Do you want to
Like,
abort it?
like, we ain't fucking married.
Exactly.
This ain't up to you.
But Steve puts his head in his arms and asks if she wants to abort it. But we cut back out to Pete and Raj talking about how somebody's going to need to be on guard at all times, first and foremost.
Fucking agreed.
Roger seems confident about their barricade holding, though, and Pete tells him that's not all he's worried about. The chopper on the roof might give him away, too.
Better find a whole bunch of sheets to cover
it. Yeah. Blended it, paint the sheet like pebbles to blend in with the fucking roof. But Roger's like, what are they going to do? Land another pilot to fly it out? Fucking maybe, bitch. What are you talking about?
Possibly. I think what he's getting is like, yeah, even if they find the chopper, who's going to fly the motherfucker? Or how are you going to get up here to get it?
Right.
Too, you know.
Back in the other room, Fran is all sad that they don't get to go to Canada now, I guess. I think you may have bigger fish to fry at the moment, sweetheart.
Still go to Canada.
She's like, nobody cares about my vote. You're all hypnotized by this place. It's so bright and neatly wrapped. Do you not see it's a prison too? Okay, I hear you, but what are you going to do? This really is your best option right now.
Oh, yeah.
You've got a barrier between you and the rest of the zombies. The ones inside you're able to wrangle pretty easy, and you're slowly killing them off too.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, you've got a ton of food and supplies and entertainment at your disposal. It won't last forever, but where are you in a hurry to get to? This shit is everywhere now.
Right.
But she just wants him to, just leave with her. But he's like, do you know how many times we'd have to land for fuel on our way up north?
Oh, yeah.
Not happening, bitch.
Well, and are you going to find another stocked fucking mall up there? You know?
Right.
Yeah, she's thinking too much, man. You got ammo, you got food. There is going to be more issue later.
They literally have everything they need and then some.
Right.
Until food starts running out, you know what I mean? But who knows when that's going to be. There are zombies everywhere, he says, and the authorities would give him just as hard a time if they tried to leave. He goes, once again, you've got everything we need right here. But she's not having it, so he suggests just getting some sleep. And he tries to be cute with her here. He's like, you were the one that wanted to set up house. Ooh, not now, buddy. Not a good time. She's not ready. But that's where we get another cool little montage of the next day. A bunch of zombies are out in the parking lot. There's a big guy with his shirt off rubbing his belly against a glass door. He's my favorite. That would be zombie me. But during this, we hear a radio report talking about something interesting. This is not a case of cannibalism. These things were once human, and they prey upon humans, but not on each other, importantly. They feed only on warm human flesh. And there's some shots of fucking zombies at a hockey rink fucking aimlessly pushing pucks around with sticks.
Right.
What the fuck? The person on the broadcast mentioned something about how they possess little reasoning power, and what basic skills remain are more remembered behaviors from normal life. There are, however, reports of these creatures using tools, but even those actions are the most primitive. And I like the shot of a couple of zombies pushing their face like up against the inside of a hockey net.
Right.
Another one throws a mannequin over the railing of the top floor of the mall and into the fountain below, just like Pete did earlier to the zombie. And he says, these creatures are nothing but pure motorized instinct. And that's when it cuts to show us, oh shit, it's not a radio broadcast, it's on the TV. And oh shit, this dude's got an eye patch, sick.
Ahar.
He tries to reason with whoever's watching that. We can't be lulled by the concept that these are our family members or friends. They will not respond to such emotions. They must be destroyed on sight.
Right.
And Fran comes in walking out in a blanket, getting her bearings, having spent a night in the mall. And there's actually a pretty nice shot of the skylight they broke into with a nice blue sky above it.
Mm-hmm.
And on the roof, the boys are trying to iron out a plan and mention that the semis that they can see, not in the parking lot, but in like an adjacent lot that they have to like drive up a ramp to get to. He mentions that they're big enough to block the entrances to the mall, giving them some extra cushion between them and the zombies.
Right.
And
Good
Steve,
idea.
yeah, he worries that they might not be able to start them, but Raj is like, look, dog, you should have spent more time in the streets, homie.
Yeah,
You don't know how to hotwire a semi?
fucking trooper can hotwire all of these fucking semis, evidently. Like,
Right.
Pretty fucking crazy.
Meanwhile, on the TV, the news anchor's talking about how they think maybe this pandemic is a viral thing. Uh-oh. And they're trying to come up with a workable vaccine. Man, that hits different post-2020.
Right.
That's when the boys come back down from the roof to find Fran down there. She goes, I would have made you all coffee and breakfast, but I don't have my pots and pans. Listen, bitch, we are going to have to work together to get through this. Don't be like that.
Yeah, right.
And Raj just smiles at her like, hey, all good. But she blurts out, may I say something?
Yeah, dude, she just has to put her foot down. Okay?
Yeah. She goes,
I'm pregnant, but I want fair treatment.
yeah, I don't want to be treated any differently, and I'm not going to be den mother for you guys. I want to know what's going on. I want to have some say about the plan. There's 4 of us, okay? So What's going on?
Okay, you don't want to play den mother? Well, I'm not going to play den father and go out there and kill all those fucking zombies for you, asshole. Why don't you come out here and do some yourself? Since, cooking eggs is such a fucking hassle. You unappreciative bitch.
Jesus Christ.
It goes both ways. I don't necessarily feel like that was trying to be funny, but I get it. You don't want to have to take care of these boys, but these boys are taking care of you, so do what you're going to be able to help with. And
she wants to not have a voice.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Give her a voice, but don't be like, I ain't fucking doing shit for you because they're doing more for you than you're doing
so what
for
are you
them.
going to hang back and just chill?
And not contribute?
Right.
Just because you can't shoot as well as the army personnel, you're going to fucking not do nothing?
But it's fucking hilarious that she's like, I want to have some say about the plan, okay? So what's going on? And Pete answers immediately, we're going out and you're not coming with us.
Yeah. Which isn't any kind of sexist thing. It's just you don't...
It's a safety thing, yeah.
Right.
He says you won't come with us until you learn how to handle yourself.
Exactly, because you're going to get us killed or
She
something.
could very easily get herself or somebody else killed, yeah.
Even the boys get themselves killed, yeah.
Yeah, exactly,
sure.
which we find out later, yeah.
Right, so it's definitely with reason.
Right, so she also mentions she wants to learn how to fly that helicopter.
Which, hey...
Arguing that if anything happens to Steve, they're going to need to know, which Pete agrees with.
Yeah, all of them
it's a good
to learn
point.
how to fly it.
Exactly.
Which is, great point. What if Flyboy dies?
Right, right. And she also says, I don't want you to leave me here without a gun again. And that's when Steve slams one down next to her. Fine, take it.
I mean, he's being a dick. Like, no, give her a gun, man.
Yeah, dude. Why would you not? You have 30 fucking guns already.
Right.
Meanwhile, there's a fucking store downstairs with another 1,000 of them.
Right, yeah.
So, yeah, he fucking slams one down next to her. She's like, what do you know? I might just be able to figure out how to use it.
Yeah, his dick got a little small here. Like, quit being an asshole, dude. Everybody needs a gun or two.
Yeah, she does apologize for the fucking attitude or whatever, tells him to be careful. He crawls back up the ladder, and that's when we cut outside of the boys firing up the semis, and they pull up to the mall, more Goblin on the soundtrack as Steve offers air support. They drive past a whole bunch of zombies, and Roger picks up the CB radio and calls over to Pete. Hey, too tall, too slow, too. Come in. And he's like, you look my size when you're sitting in the truck talking to Roger. He's like, how did we end up on the same force with you being so large? And Pete's like, they needed someone to look up to. Hey, where's Flyboy? What's his 20? And he said, Roger's like, probably on the roof with Fly Girl. Wait a minute, you know he's in the helicopter. What the fuck are you talking about? But speaking of Fly Girl on the roof, she runs up with a gun to see the two semis coming down the ramp here. The parking lot is filled to the brim with zombies at this point. I was fully expecting the trucks to just start flattening them. That doesn't really happen until they get closer to the building, and it's only a couple, unfortunately.
I guess it's kind of realistic, too, because I thought that right away. I'm like, why don't you just run all these motherfuckers over? But in real life, if you start running over fucking bodies, you can only run over so many fucking people with your car.
Before it starts fucking up.
Or a semi even. Like eventually...
Right.
She'll start getting caught
all that
underneath
gunk is starting to,
fuck up like the grill and then the engine or the tires. I agree with that actually. Yeah. But I thought like you did right away. Why don't they just run them all the fuck over like a video game?
Well, here's the thing. You're not traveling far, point number one, with the trucks. And for another thing, your plan is to just leave them sit where they are once you move them.
They probably could have did more, yeah.
So yeah, why not? I don't know. Raj pulls up next to one of the doors and gets out, almost playing with these zombies now, taunting them. I can see this not ending well.
Yeah, he's getting a little cocky.
Yeah, but he runs over and gets into the truck with Peter, and they drive off to the next main entrance. And I don't think I understand what the point is of Steve watching from the chopper. Like, you would think it's like an eye in the sky to keep him safe kind of a thing.
I think it's just because, well, to start off, because I kind of thought that at first too, that's how they got down.
Mm-hmm.
They got down from the chopper. So he dropped them off. And then I think he's just kind of there like, well, they're going to come back up into the chopper through the top.
So he's just hanging out in case they need a quick evac or some shit?
I think so. That's the point is he's going to pick them back up when they're done anyway. It's because they're not going to go through. It's all locked.
Okay.
Or they're trying to lock it.
Right.
Or they do lock. So it's all unlocked right now.
Right. Yeah. I don't fucking know.
Loopholes, whatever. But yeah, I was kind of surprised they didn't try and get the truck right up against the doors too, because they end up leaving a little space, and they end up saying it's for so they can't get leverage to like pry open the doors. But
why not just close it off completely?
Right, like smush it all.
I'm sure it's probably hard to maneuver that big rig next to the fucking wall and get it perfect. I'm sure.
Yeah,
but we'll come back to that in a second. It turns out they didn't go to the other entrance yet. They went to get another truck first, and Roger works on hot wiring that one. but a small handful of zombies are creeping toward him, and this proves my theory. There's not much point in Steve being there because he's fucking yelling out for Raj to look behind him, but why the fuck didn't they give him one of the walkie-talkies that they stole from the control room?
Yeah, and
he can't communicate like they can through the CBs and the trucks, but there's no way for Steve to reach them if need be.
Right. Peter should have just stayed there and watched him until the other one got going, and instead he kind of pulled ahead and went back. So it was kind of the fault of both of them. Like, you should be paying attention. You shouldn't be skipping ahead trying to get the shit done when you need to be watching your boy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thankfully, Raj does finally notice he's under attack, and he gets up to grab his gun, but he gets caught on a fucking fire extinguisher in the truck. That's great.
Right.
And Steve dips down for a closer look for no reason at all, but that's when we see one of these zombies pick up a tire iron. That doesn't bode well. Roger manages to shoot one, but only in the chest, so he's not in the clear quite yet. That's when Pete gets the rig back in gear and tells Raj to push the zombie's head up so he can shoot it.
Yeah.
Which this was a pretty close one. Fucking he shoots it in the back of the head. Raj is covered in blood now and he starts to freak out.
Yeah.
And that's when the zombie behind him breaks the window with the tire iron, and Pete is still yelling at Roger to move so he can shoot the second zombie. But no need. Fucking Roger pulls out his pistol and wastes 2 rounds by firing 3 into the zombie's head for some reason.
Right. And it's almost like this situation finally changes him a little bit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's acting fucking weird after this encounter.
Yeah, he's like, bastards. You bastards. That must be a rule in this movie, huh? Anytime that word is used, it has to immediately be used again. But Roger gets all excited now. He's like, we got this. We got this by the ass, man. Pete asks him if he's okay, and he's like, perfect, baby. Perfect. Raj fires up the second big rig and we get moving again. Rinse and repeat 3 more times is the plan here. And that's where we just start running into as many zombies as we can. Shit, yeah, that's what I've been waiting for.
Right.
Goblin comes back in and we get a cool shot of some of the blood being wiped from a windshield as they back the truck up over a body in the parking lot. But Raj pulls it up nice and close, does the same song and dance, getting back out of it again. And there's a great zombie out here missing an arm, but his little nubs flailing like crazy up against the truck. Roger takes out a few more zombies on his way back to Pete's truck and almost gets got by one, but here comes Franny from the roof out of nowhere. God damn you motherfucking sons of bitches, and she fires, taking out the one attacking Raj. She takes out a few more while she's at it. Back in the truck, Roger freaks out, realizing, oh fuck, I left my bag in the other truck, oh no.
What was in that fucking bag?
I don't know. Tools for hot wiring the fucking semis, maybe?
Oh, okay.
But, Pete gets pissed off at him here. He's like, all right, trooper, you better screw your head on. You're not just playing with your life, you're playing with mine.
Yeah.
Are you straight?
No fucking shit.
Yeah, and Roger calms down a bit here and he's like, yeah, man, I'm cool. I'm sorry about that. They come back for the bag, past the fucking zombie nurse. That's fun. And Raj grabs the bag out of the other truck, but he drops it. So he drops down himself to go get it with about 15 undead all around him. Jesus Christ. And he does this cool little swing kick on one of them, but it's not enough because he ends up getting a little nibble taken out of him. Oh, hell no.
Yeah, dude, it was like crawling back in, his fucking legs still hanging out of the fucking window.
Right.
And yeah, you're fucked. Dude.
He's fucking like, yeah, climbing back up into the truck, but another zombie takes another bite out of his leg.
Right.
Fran takes that one out as he's munching on his meal. Not a bad way to go out, but yeah, back in the truck, Raj is freaking the fuck out. He's trying to like put a tourniquet on his own leg. But Pete's like, nah, man, that's it. You're fucked.
Right. Yeah. We got to take care of that.
Yeah.
And by take care of that, I mean kill you now.
Yeah. Well, he says we got to take care of that leg, but Raj is like, don't worry about it. There's a lot needs done before you can afford to lose me. Oh, that's a little cocky.
I think he's just trying to reassure, like, hey, can't kill me right now, man.
Right?
You need my help still, right?
Yeah. We cut back inside, and they've given up on the truck plan by the looks of things, and Fran is playing Den Mother. Fucking, after all, tending to Roger on the floor.
Patching him up, which, hey, I mean, I know he's your buddy, but he I wouldn't have let him in the fucking mall.
I mean, yeah, you got to make a decision at this point because...
Right. Do you want us to leave you out here?
I understand,
Or
like,
do you want me
leaving
to
him
kill you?
to... Exactly.
Yeah.
This is going to happen within the next couple of days, at least.
I can't believe, like, he actually lasted a little while.
Right.
You know? I was kind of like, shouldn't this be the next couple hours, you know?
Yeah, you see it a lot where the transformation usually is pretty quick.
Right.
Well, Steve and Pete are planning again, trying to figure out a way to make the next run, and Pete insists that the guns and ammo need to be the first thing they go for.
Fuck yeah.
And that's when Roger calls out in pain from the zombiness coursing through his system, but he's on fucking borrowed time.
You got the zombie virus in your bloodstream. Yow!
His arm and leg are bandaged up real nice, and Pete comes over with some bourbon for him. He's like, "You sure you're going to make it?" And we cut to the armory run here, where Pete and Steve drop down into the store that's playing a bunch of jungle sounds for some reason.
Yeah.
Like monkeys and lions and shit.
It's a fucking hunting store.
There's
not deer hunting.
Yeah, yeah. all tools of like all of like methods of hunting around the world. Because like there's the sounds of what sound like an African tribe singing a song somewhere in the distance.
And then a bunch of fucking birds.
Yeah.
And fucking monkeys and
Wasn't
shit.
sure what
Like
all that was about.
You're in the jungle.
Yeah.
It's a sick ass gun montage.
It's a fucking
dude.
big game store specifically.
Fucking bullet belts and shit, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. We fucking Pete grabs a rifle with a nice scope on it and aims it toward a zombie on the outside of the store, while Steve grabs yet another revolver.
Right.
He goes, "Don't try to shoot through those gates, Flyboy. That bullet will wind up chasing us around in here."
Oh, like earlier.
Yeah.
Steven's terrible fucking shot.
Yeah, he gets flashbacks. Fucking, oh, God. I felt that bullet whiz by my head like 5 times.
Imagine an unlimited shopping spree at the local gun shop, man.
Dude, that'd be pretty great.
I'm chubbing.
Pete goes, "Ain't it a crime? The only person who could miss with a gun like this would be the sucker that had the bread to buy it."
Or Steven.
They load up while we get a nice shot of Pete looking through the scope, and there's an extreme close-up of the zombie on the other side of the gate. He's like, "You just wait out there, sissies. We're coming, and we're ready." And yeah, the gear up montage with the fucking bandoleros getting strapped all over him. Way too many revolvers.
Fucking sick.
Steve's just obsessed with being a cowboy. On a steel Pegasus, he flies.
Should have been a cowboy.
Back out in the hallway, fully armed and stocked up, the crew all come running out, except Roger, who they're now wheeling around in that fucking wagon, dude. I was dying.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Steve and Fran come running out from the hall, and Pete brings up the rear with Roger in the wagon. It was so fucking funny, dude.
He might be dead, but he ain't all the way dead yet.
That had to be fun as hell for Roger, though, just getting pushed through this place now. Whee! Because that's what you do when you're having fun. You refer to yourself and some other people. At least they got him strapped up like Rambo here. He's got ammo belts all over him. Fucking sick. Pete whispers, "Okay, let's go." And they run past that same steak joint, right back to Penny's. Roger's shooting zombies the whole way with a revolver, and we get a couple 6 scope shots of Pete taking zombies out with a rifle, too.
Mm-hmm.
They get inside the store and lock the zombies out again, and Steve and Fran run down the escalator looking for the hardware section, while Pete and Roger are in the elevator. And Pete's trying to have a little heart-to-heart with him right here. He's like, "Look, man." He's like, "I know, shut up, will ya?"
It looks like the plan is to lock the main entrances. So we've successfully blocked the outsides with these big ass trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to go around and actually lock the fucking doors.
Yeah, with a couple of blowtorches, apparently. What are you planning on, welding them shut?
So the idea there is that the fucking zombies are scared of like bright lights or
fire,
or heat, fire.
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
So
I love the shot of Fran holding these fucking torches with the ceiling full of lighting fixtures above her, like chandeliers and shit. It's fucking awesome.
torches just look like people doing dabs to me anymore. Like, I'm like, oh, somebody's getting fucking stoned, huh?
Yeah. They all stand by the front door trying to figure out a route to the main entrances, and Fran thinks it's going to be too far, but that's when she gets the bright idea to use one of the cars in the mall.
Dude, fuck yeah. Great idea, actually.
We've seen a couple times at this point that there were full-size cars displayed in little cordoned-off zones inside the mall, and Pete looks over at Raj like, "Well, can you start it?" And he gives him a thumbs up, so fucking here we go, let's do it.
Like, I don't really remember any cars at the local mall that's open now,
Mm-hmm.
but the other old mall that
I've seen
closed,
it. Yeah.
like definitely at the old mall,
Mhm.
there was like one near every entrance.
Yeah.
You know, and you go in and you sign up for it, and it's like,
Right.
you know, it's a
Yeah.
giveaway.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really see that. I wonder, is that still a thing? I don't see that too much anymore.
I don't know. I definitely haven't seen one in the current mall that we frequent. You
Right. I think maybe cars just cost a lot more now, right?
know. I mean, that could be part of it for sure. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, they hold the zombies at bay with the torches, and Pete hauls ass past them, punches a couple of them for good measure. He runs off doing what looks like a ridiculous Olympic relay of some kind.
Hauling ass.
Yeah, and that's when Fran calls Steve's attention to the fact that he's got the keys, and they're on opposite sides of the door right now. So he puts his torch down, totally surrounded by zombies. One of them tries to eat him real quick, and he pushes it off, miraculously manages to get the keys free from his belt, tosses him inside the door to Fran, and he runs off before he's zombie meat. But that is where we get one of these zombies who's a nun, And she gets her fucking, first of all, do you think her soul is saved? I don't know. I don't think zombies go to heaven. But she gets her fucking, like, the fabric of her robe caught in the door when Fran closes it.
Oh, yeah.
Pete and Roger manage to make it to the car on the floor, but the place is just fucking wall-to-wall zombies, man. And Raj is really struggling to move around with his leg. I don't know why he chose to go into the car through the back. Seems to be making it harder, but that's just me.
Yeah, through the hatch.
I do like, however, that Pete throws one of the barricades at one of the zombies, and it does nothing, but it's a hell of a throw.
Right. Dude, one of the zombies grabs fucking Trooper's leg when he's falling in through that hatch.
Right.
And fucking there's a blood squirt from his wound.
Yeah. Doesn't tear into him with his teeth this time, but it's still bleeding pretty fucking profusely again because he tears into it with his thumbs or something.
It like shoots out of the gauze. Like,
yeah. It looks even more stark against the fucking like white of the gauze. Yeah.
Right.
But back at Penny's, Fran opens the door just enough to let the fabric of the nun's habit back out. Fucking poor zombie nun. She was like left alone, all by her lonesome up here. All of her zombie buddies ran off. But she's like, thank you for freeing me, and waddles away. That's when Pete, Roger, and Steve all get in this Volkswagen and start tearing ass through the mall, immediately running over a couple of zombies, dragging one along behind them for a minute until Steve shoots it in the face. Great shots down the hallway of these zombies giving chase, though. Meanwhile, Roger's in agony driving this car, poor guy. And he turns it around while Pete and Steve burn the zombies back, like out of the doors and cut their hands that are like getting stuck in the doors and shit.
Right.
Locking each door as it closes. And Pete's like, it's not 100%, but I don't think they'll get through. And Steve tries to ask, like, can't they smash the glass? And he's like, no, probably not. It's safety stuff. It's pretty indestructible. They got no leverage under the truck. Fucking famous last words.
Right.
He says he's hoping they'll just go away after they find out they can't get in, and he wants to set the alarms and get back in the car.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking 16. I want to drive in the mall.
Hell yeah. Pete turns on the fire alarms for some reason. They all hop in and fucking tear ass out of there. And Steve gets on the radio to check with Franny, letting her know everything's going according to plan so far. But more indoor driving and mowing down zombies for a minute, and they arrive at the next entrance. He goes, how many do you think are already inside, says Steve. Pete's like, not too many. We'll get them easy. We'll get it all locked off, and then we're going on a hunt. So the idea is lock the doors, clear out all the rest of the zombies in the mall, and then we're home free for, until something else breaks in.
Fantastic plan, honestly. So we've barricaded the doors. We've actually locked the doors now because the barricades are good against the zombies. The locks don't really matter so much, for fucking human people, whoever the fuck's alive still that could come and loot.
Yeah.
And then now kill out everything that's inside so that way there's no threat inside.
Yeah.
And then chill, right?
I guess, yeah, pretty much. Back in the store, Fran has a little moment here where she's sitting on the floor reloading her gun, and one of the zombies actually sits down and just stares at her through the glass. It's actually kind of sad.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Like, she's just staring into the eyes of this former human, wondering if any of him is left.
Right.
Lamenting the senseless loss, maybe, connecting with him a little bit in this moment. Gotta be a lot like sharing that last moment with your dog before having him put down. Like, oh, does little Arco want a pup cup on the way?
The last good boy.
We cut to the group back on the second floor looking down at the carnage below. Now it's nothing but corpses all over the place. Well done.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And the music is pretty striking in this moment too, very heavy. But back in their little hideout, Pete and Steve do more planning, and Fran does more den mother tending, grabbing a hypodermic needle to inject Roger with some morphine. And Pete warns Steve that there might be some looters coming through here eventually. I don't want anybody even knowing that stairway exists. Therefore, they're going to put up a wall blocking the entrance, but leaving them with access to the plumbing.
Pretty crazy, man. Build a fucking wall. They blocked off the hallway.
They're doing some sick shit. I was impressed. They've managed to fashion chairs out of the cardboard boxes, which was pretty sick.
Oh, I mean, yeah, and it gets better though, because there's a shot later on where it's like, it looks like they pulled a whole bunch of furniture and shit up here.
Oh yeah.
Like they just emptied shit from the mall.
Yeah, well, fucking why not?
Right.
Back out with Roger, Fran gives him a shot and then puts a nice cool rag on his head, leaving him to rest. And he's like, she goes, I don't know what else to do. His leg is awful. The infection is spreading quickly. Can't we take him to a med unit? Fuck no, lady. Where?
Right.
Pete comes up and he's like, I've seen a half a dozen guys get bitten by those things, and none of them last more than 3 days. Well, why not just put a bullet in his head and call it a day? Where's Thomas Jane when you need him?
That's what I'm saying. Or at least when he starts fucking, you can tell that he's starting to lose it a little bit. Like he ain't zombied yet, but he's like saying a bunch of old shit and just being weird,
Yeah, he calls out to Peter, where are you? And he's like, right here, trooper. He said, we did it, didn't we? Yeah, buddy, we did it. We whipped him, didn't we? That's right, Raj. Didn't we whip him? We sure did, buddy. We whipped him. We whipped him whip it real good. But Roger's fucking delusional at this point, and it's really sad. And he's like, we whipped him and we got it all.
Right.
But that's where we cut to yet another gear up montage, and Pete's cutting up sections of the wall for boards, and Steven's like pulling a Ben from Night of the Living Dead, boarding shit up.
I thought more like Home Improvement.
I like that Pete is using the shopping cart as a workbench here, like his sawhorses.
Yeah, dude. Doing pretty good so far.
Well, Steve comes back in looking for Franny and finds her huddled over a toilet. Uh-oh, morning sickness. She's like, get out of here. I don't want you to see me like this.
Oh, boy.
And she shoos him away and gets sick, but that's when he goes back out to hang with Pete. And he mentions this place is going to be rotten and we got to clean it up, brother. Meaning he's looking at all the corpses on the floor. Fuck yeah, man. I can't imagine the smell already.
Right. It's pretty crazy. I didn't know that they were going to take all these bodies and put them into the freezer.
Yeah, man. It looked like they were just kind of piling them up in the middle of the mall at one point, but then they moved them from that pile to another pile.
Right. Which I guess I didn't really think too much about, like, oh, well, trying to get them to the motherfucking roof and throwing them off the side is going to be a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
But there's probably zombies all around the outside. Like there wasn't a door.
You got time though.
I would have
get them out. You know.
Yeah, I would have found some kind of where's that loading dock? You know,
right?
Just make sure there's none out there. Start dropping fucking bodies outside.
Yeah, exactly. Or fucking load them all up on a cart. Pop that bay door open real quick. Push them out and close the fucking door.
Something.
You know what I mean? Like anything to get them out of the mall. Like maybe you can store them for a minute in the cold storage of the freezer.
Right.
But then you can't just fucking leave them in there. It's going to create the same problem.
Isn't your food in there?
Right.
Kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like, ew. Keep your zombies away from my fucking food, man.
So we get a little cleanup montage here, which is similar to a gear up montage, but grosser. And yeah, they fucking use these wagons and dollies and shit to, you know, move them to the freezer. It's funny that they've also got Roger wheeled out to hang out with him too.
Oh, yeah.
Just sitting in the middle of the fucking hall here.
He ain't got long, man. Is this what we're about to do to you, Roger?
Right.
You'd be in the freezer with these boys.
But yeah, like with the freezer thing, like I saw some like boxes of tomatoes and citrus in here and shit. Like get that stuff out of it before you do this.
Don't keep your zombie flesh next to my oranges.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Gross. But yeah, they pile all the bodies. They close it up tight. Hopefully the smell doesn't escape that. But that's when we cut to the bank and Pete and Steve are needlessly stealing a shitload of money. I mean, I guess it could matter again one day, but fucking hopefully not, man. Money sucks ass.
That's what I said. Never know. You know?
Yeah, I guess you might as well. If nothing else, it'll be fire paper later.
Right. Maybe not. Maybe so. Better safe than sorry.
There's a funny little moment here, though, where they both hold up a stack of cash and smile at the camera, and it like snaps and turns black and white as if like snapping a picture from an old camera.
Right.
But that's where they stroll back through the rope swag line. Instead of just stepping over them, that's always funny, too. Then we cut to Franny playing a little dress up. She's got a nice little summer outfit and hat on, looking at herself in the mirror. The boys go watch shopping. Dude, there's so much fucking more money in these cases at the jewelry store.
Oh, yeah.
Roger in his little wagon reaches up to try on a hat, and he's starting to look terrible.
Oh, yeah. He definitely is.
Steve grabs a jacket off a rack, which looks like a hoodie, but it's also a bomber, of course, because he's a flyboy.
Mm-hmm.
All the girlies say he's pretty white for a flyboy. They grab a bunch of candy here. They play in the sporting goods section with some basketballs and baseball gloves. Meanwhile, Fran's having herself a nice little skate in this fucking ice rink in the mall, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I'd be spending a lot of time here. That looks great.
It's pretty awesome.
Steve takes a putt down the aisle with some golf equipment, and Pete does a nice little slam dunk. Roger's just killing me in this little wagon, dude. He's over here looking into one of those viewfinder things, having the time of his life. And that's where we start doing a grocery run, grabbing big old wheels of cheese and salamis and shit. Roger grabs a jar of kumquats and starts eating it. And they're grabbing all kinds of spices and coffee and shit, just loading down as much as possible. And Steve holds up a little loaf of bread to Pete, and he's like, hey, what do you think? But Pete just pulls up a loaf that's, I don't know, 20 times the size of it, and he's like, manja! There's a nice shot of Steve and Fran walking back upstairs with their groceries looking almost normal. And then another of them at the salon, she's giving him a haircut, it looks like.
Nice.
But I like the part where she points a blow dryer at his head and he falls over as if it was a real gun as she turns it on. Then we have some fun at the arcade for a little while. And it's funny that at first, all the games they're playing have to do with what they do in real life. Like Pete and Roger are playing separate games that have to do with shooting. And Steve is playing some sort of flying game.
Right.
They do branch out a little bit, though, and importantly, they're starting to settle in and have fun, and this is becoming their normal now. We do, however, cut back out to one of the entrances where zombies are, like, crowding the doors again. They all walk up to a railing upstairs, and, like, they're wearing fur coats. Ken Foree looks like fucking Candyman here. They're still here, and Steve thinks it's because they're after them and they know they're still in there, but Pete argues, no, they're after the place. They don't know why, but they just remember.
Right.
Remember that they want to be in here. And Fran's like, well, what the hell are they? And he's like, they're us. That's all. And he said, there's no more room in hell, which is something his granddaddy used to tell him. He goes, you know Macumba? Oh, yeah, I fucking love that video. Cucumba, vitamin, mineral, very high fiber. You ever see the Cucumba video, dude? I'm going to have to show you. But he says, no, Macumba is voodoo. He said his granddad was a priest in Trinidad, and he used to tell us, when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. Oh, shit, he said the thing.
Thanks, Ken.
We get another quick shot of the zombies, and then we run up to Roger, who's really struggling to keep it together now. He's writhing in pain and bucking against Steve, who's trying to hold him down. And Fran grabs like some more morphine to give him, and that's when Pete comes up running to see what's going on. They finally get him calm, but he's really looking like shit now.
Oh, yeah.
Steve's having a hard time coping with it, looks like. He walks out with Fran and punches a little cardboard chair, leaving Pete in the room with him, and now they finally get to have that heart-to-heart. Roger's like, you take care of me when I go, won't you, Peter? And he tells him to save his strength and get some sleep, and he goes, no, I don't want to be walking around like that. And he calls out to Peter, who he can't see losing it next to his buddy. He goes, I'm here, man. He goes, don't do it until you're sure I'm coming back. I'm going to try not to come back. He's starting to lose touch, and like, this acting might be a little heavy-handed here, but I'll forgive it. It's pretty intense.
Right.
We cut to Steve and Fran watching fucking eye patch guy on the TV again, who's saying, one wonders what is worth saving. For all I know, it's the brains that are already dead and it's the idiots that are still alive. I figured out how to stay alive too, and I'm trying to save you dummies. And the other guy talking to him, he's like, in your calm, helping way, you do irritate people. You realize that, right? But Pete takes a big old swig out of the Jack Daniels bottle, just sitting around waiting until the right time to off his buddy now, struggling with that concept. The guy on TV starts to argue that they should feed the zombies to keep them at bay, and that's when it happens. Roger, who now has, for all intents and purposes, died, he's all covered up with the blanket, but now he starts to stir. And Pete's eyes shoot open, and he watches that blanket like a hawk.
Right.
Now the guy on the TV is suggesting they drop bombs on all the big cities. Yeah, that'll do it. A woman suggests maybe they should wait until the zombies run out of food, but that's the thing. They aren't out of food as long as there are still people alive.
Right.
And that's the funny thing about zombies. I don't think eating people really sustains them. They're the undead. Like, no matter what happens, as long as the brain isn't destroyed, they just keep coming.
They're just going to be walking around.
So the fact that they're completely consumed with having to eat people all the time is really fucking rude when you think about it. You don't even need that, but you can't stop obsessing over it. Fuck you. Zombies are dicks.
Yeah, what a dickhead.
But finally, Roger's blanket comes down from over his face, and here it is. He's now gone full Smurf. He's got the bloodshot eyes. It is no good. And Peter immediately aims his revolver, and as Raj starts to sit up, Pete puts him right the fuck back down.
Right.
And Fran outside's like, it's really all over, isn't it? Bam, that's where we hear the shot. And on TV, the guy's still saying, we've got to remain logical. There's no choice. That has to be. And we cut to Peter burying poor Roger in one of the indoor planted sections, burying his dog tags on top of him. Aw, sad.
Yep, it was the best we could do.
Yeah. And while that's happening, Fran sits outside of a maternity store called Anticipation. We cut back to the ice rink where these guys are using it all wrong. They set up a bunch of mannequins and like have like a homemade shooting range on the ice for some reason. Why here? I don't know.
We're training a Franny now.
Yeah. But we cut to a nice dinner at a fancy restaurant. And of course, Peter's the one serving Steve and Fran. Eye roll.
He's just doing it for them.
Yeah, this is a nice moment, actually, because Fran and Steve are an actual couple, first of all, and Peter serves them their dinner, pours them some champagne, and grabs his jacket. Fran goes, wait a minute, Peter, what about you? And he says, nope, this is just for the two of you.
Right.
And he fucking, aw, we're the best three friends that anybody could have. I mean, the three best friends that anybody could have. And he walks away to give them a romantic night alone together, right? And then he goes to spend his with Roger. Fucking come on, man. How the fuck is Dawn of the Dead about to make me cry?
Yeah. Pop some bottles over Trooper's final resting place.
Yeah, dude, he fucking opens the champagne, starts drinking with his buddy. So sweet. Meanwhile, back in the restaurant, Steve has pulled out a couple of rings and presented them to Fran. Oh, shit.
Man, why now? I mean...
Because he just wants to fucking... He's connecting. He's I don't know.
She's already fucking pregnant. What more do you want?
Jesus Christ, man.
Well, she feels that way too. She's
He wants to
like,
commit to her and fucking, I don't know.
yeah,
he's
but
trying to...
there's nobody else around.
It still matters, Jason.
We're still committal. Obviously, you're committal. There's nobody for you to run to.
Yeah, but there's not anything signifying that.
According to us, the only other person to be committal with is fucking Ken Fourier or whatever.
Man, sounds like you should be committal.
Either way, yeah, she's kind of an ass about it, but
yeah,
she points out we can't, not now. It's not real.
I understand where she's coming from, but like it's so fucked up. Like she takes her ring and looks at it for a minute, but answers, "We can't, not now. It wouldn't be real." But like, why not? Says who?
Right. I mean, she's realistic,
I
but
guess.
yeah, she should have just enjoyed what's left of life in this type of environment and just wear the ring. But
yeah,
obviously she's like, fuck that, man. If we get married, we get married, and we can't get married right now.
We're gonna find a fucking zombie preacher.
What, are we gonna go hang out and drink by ourselves in the fucking food court?
Pretty much, yeah. Pete's gonna be there to be a DJ. But he takes the ring back and we cut away, the music turning dark again. Fran ends up at the bookstore grabbing baby books and books on parenting until she starts doing some maternity shopping, while Peter grabs himself a sick-ass suit, and we see Fran wandering through some plants for a minute, and Steve yells, "Hey!" And she turns around to him where he snaps a picture of her. But she's in that fucking irritable stage of pregnancy now, whereas she's like, "Great, when you finish the roll, we'll drop it off at the drugstore." Okay, now listen, kids. Drugstores weren't dispensaries back in the 70s, okay? That's what people called pharmacies. And many of them inexplicably had photo developing stations and services for some reason. And also, cameras used to have stuff called film that you had to put in them. And there was only so much of it on one canister before you had to take that whole roll to the drugstore and have them magic your picture into existence.
Right.
It took a couple of weeks, but eventually you did have the pictures you took, which I kind of miss. You used to be surprised at what your pictures looked like. And there was an element of mystery while you were waiting.
Well, you forgot about the other big portion of this too. Believe it or not, kids, photos were not always only digital.
Right.
You had a copy.
Right.
The end of this was you had a physical copy of your picture.
Yeah. You had the copy of the picture. You had sometimes doubles.
Right.
You had negatives. There was all kinds of fucking physical,
Pictures like on your phone or...
Well, anyway, she's clearly irritated with not only him, but I think overall just the situation they found themselves in, not living as much as surviving. And to illustrate that point, we cut from this to the two of them in bed. They've clearly just gotten done having sex, but neither of them seem super pumped about it. They're both just staring off into the distance, not saying a word to each other.
I think he's still pissed about her not wearing the ring.
Yeah,
He's like,
and she's
like,
pissed about him trying to give it to her.
He's just fucking staring off.
Right.
Little titties.
We get a few nice outdoor shots as we transition to morning, which cut to her crossing off another day from the calendar, getting closer to baby time. She's laying in bed snacking, reading something, and then she gets up and walks past their sick-ass bedroom gun rack that everybody needs one of.
Oh, dude, yeah. A nice little setup now.
Yeah, they do. They have like a nicely appointed living room she walks out into. And Peter's up on the roof staying fit by playing tennis with himself against a wall. One of his balls goes over the side into the zombie crowd below. Yep, they're still here.
His balls.
They seem to be growing in number, in fact.
Balls?
Yep. We cut to Fran getting herself all dolled up, painted like a streetwalker here. Fucking harlot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She sprays some perfume and waves a gun in the air, humming to herself as another announcement comes on the PA. Attention shoppers, if you have a sweet tooth, we have a special treat for you. If you purchase in the next half hour, amount to $5 or more, we'll give you a bag of hard candy for free. Oh, fucking sick. Golly gee, say it ain't so. What a deal.
How in the fuck are these ads still running?
Right.
Where did that come from?
We get a few shots of her making food on a hot plate and Steve finding a record to put on when we cut to Peter walking into the makeshift living room, pouring a drink with Steve. They're fucking playing some poker with all that money they stole from the bank.
Right.
We cut to dinner time where Steve is standing up in front of the TV just staring at the static. And Fran's like, dude, there hasn't been a broadcast for 3 days. Give it up. But he just stands there for a second, not wanting to, lose hope. He's like, they might come back on. And she immediately stands up and turns the TV off. In the meantime, he's gone to sit down at the table. And when she does this, he stands right the fuck back up and goes over and turns the TV right back on. Bitch, I said I want it like this. She's like, what have we done to ourselves?
That's dramatic.
Everybody's just had it at this point, dude. And it looks like maybe they're ready to move on, which we cut to the roof where Steve's packing up the chopper, it looks like. Loading it down with ammo, at least, and supplies. Oh, you guys aren't worried about the weight now, huh?
Right.
Fran watches with a smile and just closes the door for him. We see the chopper fire up, and this is where he gives her the controls, finally teaching her how to fly. And just giving her a quick, little up and down, she touches down gently and they celebrate. He's like, you got it, hon.
But
yeah,
unfortunately, kind of as I said before, that chopper might give us away. Well, it being parked was not a big deal. It was fucking moving it around because it's loud as fuck,
right,
and giant, and people can see it from miles away. So here we get Tom Savini's cameo.
Yeah, we fucking cut to a POV shot from the distance through some binoculars, and it turns out they're being watched by a group of dudes. Yes, including Tom Savini as Blades again. He goes, let's go in through the roof. And looks like these new guys just want them some mall and or chopper, and who could blame them? But they point out the trucks blocking the entrances, and Blades asks, well, what do you think? Do we get them now or tonight? And they decide to wait until the cover of darkness, which doesn't really make sense because there are always lights on inside anyway.
Right.
But
well,
Tom...
I guess at this point they don't know if it's actually powered yet.
No, that's true.
They just see that, oh, they're held up in there.
Right.
They must have some shit.
Right.
Because they're just raiders.
Right. But Tom Savini flips out a little switchblade comb and combs his mustache a little bit.
I had one of those from the Red Baron arcade when I was a kid.
Nice. Hell yeah. That you got from the mall.
Yeah, from the mall, for real.
We cut inside to Steve reacting to a message on the radio that sounds like it's for them. There's like, oh, we saw you in there. We saw your helicopter on the roof. How many of you are in there? And we cut to a group of raiders, Pete calls them, trying to get through. He's like, could you use some company up there? Meanwhile, the rest of the group are getting all amped up for a raid. And inside, Fran's wondering, well, shit, maybe they can help us.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And it's funny because they're trying to trick him, but they're so rowdy that they can't stop fucking hooting.
Yeah, they can't shut the fuck up in the background while this dude's trying to talk to him. He's like, hey, will you guys shut your goddamn mouths, please?
Right. And there's a fucking lot of them, too.
But that doesn't seem to make a difference to Fran. She still thinks, she wants to respond, yeah, come fucking help us. Pete's like, are you out of your mind, dude? Absolutely not.
Right.
And the guy gets back on the radio asking how many are inside because, there's only 3 of us. And we cut back to see that there's at least 8 of them just in this one van.
Oh, yeah.
So inside, they still won't respond. So the guy goes, hey, listen, we don't like people that won't share. You just fucked up real bad. And all the gangbangers cheer and fucking start to arm themselves, jumping on their motorcycles to ambush the place. Fuck me, gotta mess up a good thing, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And as we get a little prep montage, they fire the bikes up and looks like there's fucking at least 15, 20 of these sons of bitches.
Oh, dude, there's so many.
And they roll down the ramp where the trucks were as Pete and Steve start to run up to the roof to do some recon. And they see a shitload of motorcycles and vans come in. And he's like, oh, just 3, huh? Steve's like, holy fucking shit, game over. This is not good. But Pete basically tells Steve, all right, man, this is it. They're definitely going to get in by moving the trucks. And Steve tries to reason that there's hundreds of zombies downstairs, but Pete's like, shut up, dude. That's a professional army. I don't know about professional, but there are a lot, and they're definitely well armed.
Right.
He mentions it looks like they've been surviving on the road through this whole thing. Well, let's not make it easy for them, at least.
It's fucking for real.
Yeah. And they go back inside to set up for the attack, and Fran asks what's going on, and Steve's like, look, there's 15 or 20 of these motherfuckers out there. We're going to go shut the gates at the very least, which ends up coming to nothing.
Yeah, dude. These motherfucking bikers have, grenades.
Oh, yeah.
When they get inside.
Yeah, man.
It was fucking crazy as shit.
Pete takes off his jewelry and arms himself, and they climb down the rope ladder to prep downstairs. And the gang outside starts to circle the zombies and, tossing grenades and shit. I like the guys in the sidecars personally. One of them gets popped up in the air for a minute as the driver does a little side wheelie.
Right.
But Inside, the boys close all the gates, and the gang outside makes short work of the zombies, pulling their vans and using fucking sledgehammers and machine guns to take them out.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
And Blades and his little crew get into one of the semis, and Savini is geeked out that the work of the hot wiring has already been done for him since Roger did that earlier.
Right.
The leader of the group, who's got a little bit of a Billy the Butcher thing going on here, notices the whole side door swings open. He's like, fuck it, let's just shoot the lock and go in. Right, because we don't want a door here when more zombies come.
Right.
But a guy in a big sombrero shoots the control panel for the locking system, starts to slide the door open, and all those fucking bikes converge on the building.
Right.
The alarm starts to go off, and Pete radios to Steve, they're in, Flyboy. All the bikes just drive right into the mall. They had zero problems, took them no time to get inside. And Pete tells Steve, hey, listen, man, with those doors open, there's going to be 1,000 zombies in here. That'll take some of the heat off of us. They're going to have their hands full.
Right.
But then inside, the bikes start to circle the fountain downstairs. When Pete tells Steve they should just let them fight the zombies for a while, fucking meet me at the information room, let them fucking figure some shit out for a while on their own.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Pete uses the cover of the escalator to move through the place unseen, and we get some great POV shots of the motorcycles rolling through the mall.
Right.
Which is cool, but it's starting to get real foggy in here with the exhaust from all these bikes, and I was just thinking, well, shit, man, just let the carbon monoxide kill them. There's like 15 bikes in here all of a sudden. I know it's a big space, but you know that's building up real quick. It's like being at a fucking motocross event, but ramped up to 11.
Man, so here's a question. Would the carbon, like what's heavier, carbon monoxide or oxygen? Is the carbon monoxide going to rise and then fucking
yeah, I don't know.
displace all the oxygen in that top fucking room that they're in?
I was never huge on chemistry. I don't know how that works. That's
Like,
an
I'm
interesting
curious.
point.
One's going to be heavier than the other one. And if the carbon monoxide is less heavy than oxygen, which is going to be the case, I think, for sure.
I think so.
So that means all the exhaust is going up, so the top levels are worse than the bottom. And in theory, their little fucking room,
Right.
all the fucking shit would go up and displace the oxygen, and Franny'd be fucked.
Oh, shit.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, these guys also have no issues getting into the stores here. I don't know how shooting the gates is opening them, but it seems to be working.
Are they just shooting the fucking locks? Because the gates just lock in the middle at the bottom.
Okay.
So they're probably just shooting them open.
Yeah, it just seemed weird. This guy like shot a gate like right in the middle, and it was like fucking opens up. I'm like, okay. So these bikers roll into all these places, right? Looting the fuck out of the mall. We get a shot of Army Zombie and Cowboy Zombie, and oh shit, is that Rob Zombie? Just as Sledgehammer Guy takes out a few more, which I found interesting that, like, the bikers are no longer just looting the mall, but looting the zombies too.
Yeah, they mug that one. Take all
Yeah,
the fucking...
dude, it's fucking genius. They a couple like Blades and a couple of his buddies hold down this lady who is zombified, but she's also all iced out, and they start pulling jewelry off her neck and fingers and shit.
So as if that wasn't crazy enough, it just takes an even odd, like a strange turn
Dude.
here. Somebody found a bunch of pies. So
Well, it starts with the dude with the tomato. They fucking just start playing with these zombies for a while. One dude smashes a tomato on one of their faces. And then, yeah, there's a bunch of fucking cream pies from out of nowhere.
Watch your language,
Oh,
Dusty.
shut the fuck up. They start smashing these ghouls in the faces with pies all of a sudden. What the fuck are we doing? Like, they're just having fun. Some silly music starts to accompany it, and now we just got a bunch of pie-faced zombies walking around. To complete the circus, a few of the bikers get some of those, like, water spray bottles like clowns use sometimes.
Right.
They start squirting the pie off of their faces. Oh, thank you.
Like, what the fuck, man?
But the leader guy shoots one in the head and steals his wallet on the way down, so fucking chaos incarnate has just entered this mall. Peter calls back on the radio to Steve, who isn't answering. Well, that's not good. And that's when the bikers start to loot the gun store, as if they need more help.
Right.
But I like this shot. They're taking everything they can, and one of them picks up a button-down shirt and tie, but he throws it right back down like, fuck that, no monkey suit for me.
Don't need that.
They loot the rest of the cash from the bank, and that's when Steve gets extra stupid. He's posted up behind a bench in the main thoroughfare there, and he's whispering to himself, it's ours. We took it. It's ours. And he aims his gun at these guys. Fucking, come on, Steve. Don't do it, man. Don't do it.
Fires a fucking couple shots, but doesn't even hit anyone.
He doesn't. No, he at least 3 shots completely fucking to no avail.
Yeah, so he did fucking nothing.
I started
other
to
than-
like you again after the dumb shit you pulled earlier, and now you're about to fuck it up again.
You go and do something like this.
Yeah, he misses all these shots, but it does alert the entire gang that someone's here, of course. So we cut to Pete for a second, and he's so pissed. He's like, God damn it, Flyboy, what the hell are you doing? And Steve runs back into Penny's and closes the door when Pete tells him, just stay out of sight. They're after the place. They don't care about us.
Right.
But Pete runs down the catwalk with the whole gang shooting at him. All right, damn it, now we got a war. And that's when Savini falls off the back of a motorcycle dragged down by a zombie. But he pulls a machete out of his boot and walks up to it, kicks it to the ground and says, say goodbye, creep. And he pulls a Friday Part 4 move, burying his machete into the zombie's head.
Hell yeah.
Of course, that movie wouldn't come out for another half a decade, but still. More chaos on the concourse. We see a zombie trying to make a phone call, but she doesn't have any change, unfortunately. Savini decapitates another one while standing on a sidecar driving past. And then somebody busts out a fucking Morning Star, like flail weapon, like a mace on a chain. Where the fuck did you get that?
Department store.
No, fucking where? Which one? I want to go.
Next to the rifles, man.
But it's just fucking zombie whoop-ass time. Here's just a shitload of shots of bullets going into zombies. The fat guy that was rubbing his belly on the door earlier goes down here. Oh, man, nice. I guess I wouldn't survive the apocalypse. But Pete manages to get a few of the gangbangers, and I love the shot of them running through, still looting, but one of the bikers is carrying a mannequin and running off with it. Like, what are you going to do with that, my dude? They take a bunch of boots and bowling balls, and one guy grabs a TV, but another dude reminds him, hey, man, why are you wasting your time? What are you going to watch on that? And this chubby dude's like, man, all right. And he throws the TV back down, smashes another one with a sledgehammer for good measure. And that's when Steve goes running to the elevator, leaving Pete completely alone like an asshole. And Pete fires a shot down at Blades, shooting the bottle out of his hand and alerting him to his position. And he's totally out in the open now, firing randomly. He rolls into the hall and takes another few at Savini, who narrowly dodges these shots and gets pissed about being attacked. Funny how that works. Pete gets up and runs back to the rope ladder, leading the bad guys right to it. But he does, pull it up before Savini gets a chance to run up with his fucking sword to do something about it. He's got like a fucking saber here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He does stab it into the grate though, and he yells up, I see you, chocolate man.
Rude.
Yeah, what the fuck? Back in the hideout, Fran's got a couple candles going because the power's out now. Unfortunately, that means Steve is stuck in the elevator. So he calls out to Peter, oh, now you want to talk, huh? Pete runs through the boiler room as we get a couple more zombie shots, and the vibes in the mall are a lot different in the dark.
Yeah, definitely.
They do get the power going again, and now Steve has climbed up to the top of the elevator, and when it starts to move, he drops his damn gun over the edge.
Yeah, damn, dude.
Which is right when a couple more of the bikers run up outside of it and start taking shots at poor Steve. He gets got in the arm, but again, doesn't yell out. Still no screaming.
Dude, the sick-ass blood splatter.
Yeah, this is a real good one.
Like, because he got shot from the underside and the blood splattered up and over his head.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
Fucking A. That's when a guy outside fucking Tarzan's over the balcony with his sledgehammer, taking out another zombie. Savini stabs another one in the neck, but then he also looks up to see Pete in the air shaft, and he takes a shot at him but misses, and that's when Pete takes him out, shooting him over the side as well and into the fountain below.
Right.
That's when the bikers, or at least a couple of them, decide they've had enough and start to get out of Dodge. Pete decides, fuck that, you're not making it out that easy. And he waits until the bike is right in the middle of a crowd of zombies getting out on the outside of the door. And he shoots this dude off the sidecar, causing the horde of zombies around him to swarm.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Sick ass fucking kill here, too.
Yeah. For some reason, Sombrero guy decides to sit down in one of those machines that checks your blood pressure.
Right.
Obviously, fucking gets got because of it. But that's when Steve jumps back down from the elevator and calls out to Pete, and they decide to meet back up at the top of the elevator shaft. Now, again, I don't know why this guy decided to check his blood pressure, but it makes for a pretty hilarious scene when the machine shows that his is through the roof right at the moment he's getting eaten by zombies.
Right.
Wouldn't the blood pressure decrease at that point because it's going out now through a hole?
Yeah, because we cut back and it's a 0/0.
Yeah.
His arm's still in there, remember?
We get a few great shots of a bunch of these guys getting torn apart. That's pretty great. Bites are being taken out. Guts are ripped into. Lots of nice close-ups.
Fuck yeah, dude. It's gross as shit. It looks so fucking real.
Yeah.
Real guts.
But that's when the elevator doors open and a bunch of zombies swarm in before Steve can get back up through the hole. And he gets bit on the leg. Fuck.
Yep. He got bit on his dangle.
On his leg dangle. Pete hears it all happen on the radio and just kind of slumps back against the vent. No need to rush now. He calls out to Steve a couple times on the radio, but no answer. He just listens as the zombies attack.
Mm-hmm.
He manages to fight off a few, but it doesn't really matter now. Like, he starts getting torn into as well. It's all over for Steve.
Right.
Pete reacts in the hallway, but ultimately just starts making his way back for the hideout when Steve bleeds out in the elevator. And Fran watches Peter walk up the stairs and asks about Steve. Is he dead? And he tells her, well, I heard his gun go off, so maybe he's okay.
We have to wait and fucking see.
Yeah, exactly. We cut out to a bunch of zombies chowing down. It's fucking buffet time out here. Back in the hideout, Fran tells Peter, okay, it's almost light. Let's go. Steve hasn't answered the radio for hours. He's dead.
Mm-hmm.
But Pete is out in the stairway just waiting for some kind of sign, but it never comes. The mall's just overrun with zombies once again, and now they just got to get out of here.
This was fucking way worse than it was when they got there, too.
Yeah.
Just from all that fucking action that just happened in there, you know?
Yeah, well, from the fucking bikers opening up the goddamn bay door.
Right. Like, yeah.
Huge hole for him to come through now.
This, like, final pan is like...
Yeah.
Before it was like, there's some... Okay, there's a lot in here. Now it's like, you couldn't fucking walk through.
Right. More jaunty music comes on as the elevator door opens again, and Steve comes out all fucking zombified now.
Yeah, dude, I fucking like Flyboy Zombie.
Yeah, he's pretty dope, actually.
Yeah, it looks good. I think he looks his makeup, and I don't know if it's because we wanted to leave Trooper's face as recognizable, but like fucking Flyboy has kind of got like his jaw kind of tilted to the side, and his makeup is a little darker to
and
where
his eyes won't stop like drifting up into the right.
Right, he's got a bunch of blood on his face. Just kind of like he seems more zombified than
Roger did. Yeah. More random images of zombies just wandering around this place, but here comes Steve remembering somewhere in his mind about the hideout. He's a zombie now, but some part of him still wants to get back through to Fran.
That's totally fucked. Instinct.
Right, exactly. So he walks down that hallway and breaks through the false wall they built, leading a shitload of zombies right to Peter and Francine.
Right.
And he fucking tells her, it's Steven, they're coming up. And he walks back inside, closes the door, and tells Fran, get out of here.
Yeah, go ahead and go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, for real? I'm like, dude, why don't you leave and start banging Franny? What the fuck? Like,
she's pregnant with Steve's baby, Jason.
But Steve's fucking dead and the world's over. You want to stay here?
That's your first thought? Oh, she's free now. I can bang this pregnant chick.
According to them, there's nobody left. It's like motherfucking Adam and Eve again, dude. It's like the only two fucking people.
Yeah, kind of.
And that's the thing too. Like, if you guys are gonna hold down the fort and start to. That should probably be a thought.
Right.
Or at least keeping the...
Yeah, man. I don't know. Which, yeah, she protests to this, but he tells her, look, man, I don't want to go, okay? I really don't. I'll hold him off. You take the chopper and get the fuck out of here. That's when Steve comes through the door. He's a bloody mess, gun hanging from his finger. But Fran reacts to seeing him, and Pete doesn't give him much time before he blows him away, putting him out of his misery.
Oh, yeah.
The other zombies start to come inside, and Pete grabs Fran and tells her to get her ass in gear, pushing her up the ladder. She pops out of the roof and runs to the chopper while Pete gets surrounded by zombies inside. He fucking ends up running to a door and closing it behind him, but she fires up the helicopter on the roof, but the zombies actually start climbing the ladder, surprisingly.
Yeah, dude, they're fucking smart.
Yeah, she takes another look out of the chopper to see him coming, and she ducks back inside preparing for liftoff. That's where we see Peter just sitting in this little room, waiting until he sees the door start to bust open. And he starts to put a little gun to his head, about to off himself, but he has a change of heart at the last moment and starts firing at the zombies instead. He fights them all off and runs up to the roof to catch a ride in the chopper, and it's
fucking
almost...
hero music, man.
Yeah.
Fucking like...
It's so great. It's almost like 18... like,
yeah, he like has a change of heart, and then all of a sudden it's like, I was like, this is all fucking happy sounding.
Yeah, and it's a fucking martial arts fucking action montage all of a sudden. It's almost too late for him to get to the chopper, but luckily Fran sees him fighting and stays low. That would have been extra fucked up if he's like, you know what? No, fuck this. I want to live. And he runs up to the roof, and Fran's just like fucking already like a quarter mile away.
Yeah, doesn't see him.
Yeah. But hilariously, he runs into the same zombie earlier that took Roger's gun, and he gives him his too. Fucking, he switches him out. He's like, oh, yes, this gun better.
Nice.
But he jumps onto the running boards of this chopper and climbs inside as the sun starts to light up the sky. And they ascend away from the zombies. He's like, how much fuel do we have? She says, not much. And he's like, all right. And he gives a little nod. Fuck it. Let's do it. And the chopper flies off into the sky and the fucking credits start rolling, dude. We just cut to more zombies wandering around the mall in the fucking closing credits.
Mm-hmm. Like carnival sound music now.
We do get a list of lead zombies in the credits here, which is fun. But that's it, man. We're out of here. What'd you think?
Fucking damn. It turned And it didn't end where I thought it was going to end, you know?
Right.
Overall, it's just fucking fantastic, though.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie, great effects. You are going to notice that this is from 1978. If for some reason you haven't seen this and you're coming back to revisit, I'm just going to warn you right now. If you don't like some of the old shit, man, you might not.
Yeah,
because
the camera work is definitely not as polished as it is these days. Be warned.
Right. So, you know, as long as you can appreciate that, I mean, it's fucking great. It's fantastic. It's fucking almost perfect with the imperfections in it too.
And with the budget that was used to work with too. Like Romero never had like big, you know, Hollywood studio production budgets on any of his shit. He just he made it work.
Right.
That's what he did. You know.
Yeah, fucking great movie, dude. What'd you think?
I thought it was great, man. I had a really fucking fun time with this. First of all, let's cover some of the other critics' responses here. Rotten Tomatoes has this sitting at 92%.
Oh yeah,
which is great for a fucking movie from 1978, for a zombie movie, for any movie,
for a movie in general.
Not much breaks that fucking 90th percentile
going
on, but this movie performed really well due to commercial advertising and word of mouth, being dubbed the most intensely shocking motion picture experience for all times. And the blending of horror, gore, and practical effects with social commentary on material society caused some critics who you would normally think would look down on something like this to pause and think again. As a matter of fact, Roger Ebert gave this 4 out of 4 stars, saying, while this is gruesome, sickening, disgusting, violent, brutal, and an appalling film, nobody ever said art had to be in good taste.
Right.
Fucking proud of you for that one, dude.
Pretty crazy.
There were negative takes on it, however, claiming that the film was overly focused on the gross out factor and not enough on emotional impact, which I disagree. There were some heavy-ass moments in this.
Yeah, a little bit, for sure.
Variety magazine went so far as to say Dawn pummels the viewer with a series of ever more grisly events, making Tom Savini the real star of the film, but the actors are as woodenly uninteresting as the characters they play. I think I'm on the more positive side here, along with most, who consider this to be one of the few sequels that are superior to the original film, and I can't help but agree.
Yeah.
And this movie did get wrapped up in the British video nasties moral panic in the 80s. This movie was actually liable for seizure in the UK.
Really?
But that's a bunch of nonsense, dude. Just like the satanic panic bullshit of the same decade in the US, I think people just had a bug up their asses around that time. We're just fine here, thanks.
Everybody is super fucking sensitive, man.
Yeah.
You know, there's times that we went through in fucking history where it comes in waves. We're in a wave right now. We're trying to kind of bring it back with Scary Movie 6 and just say that, hey, it's okay to be offended.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's funny, you know? I'm kind of hoping that kind of turns around. We had definitely shock comedy and whatever was really trending for a long time, and I think maybe we crossed a line, and that's why everything kind of shifted again, but I think we're due for another shift.
I think so. I hope so, anyway. Budget of $640,000 on this movie and a box office draw of $66 million, making it the most profitable film in the Dead series.
Wow. Yeah.
Obviously, this all started with Night of the Living Dead in 1968. This movie came out 10 years later in 78. We also had Day of the Dead in 85, Land of the Dead in 2005, Diary of the Dead in 2007, Survival of the Dead in 2009, which we just talked about in our interview with old Stevie, which is probably going to be releasing around the same time as this episode.
Yeah, maybe a week after.
Road of the Dead, I've heard, is supposed to be 2018, but is still in development hell. And there's also a potential upcoming Twilight of the Dead, so we'll see what happens with that stuff. But yeah, man, I think this movie had great effects for 78. Tom Savini's the man, obviously. Fun to see him on screen here as well. You don't see that often.
Right.
There is a bit of the choppy 70s filming going on here, but overall it's pretty well shot and well edited film. The score is always a good time whenever you got Goblin bumping in the background, and the overall vibe of desperation here is palpable, I'd say. Obviously, at the end of the world, it's going to be pretty bleak, but they managed to find ways to sneak in the fun as well. I'd say our main cast kills it, and it's always good to see Ken Foree as well. He's got quite an on-screen presence, always.
Oh, yeah.
I love hanging out in malls and movies, as I've mentioned before, Chopping Mall, fucking whatever others that we've had with similar elements. I'm always a sucker for big, open, nicely lit spaces like that, and the premise of fending off zombies in the mall of all places, I've always thought was a fun idea and a great call until it isn't, you know?
Right.
Like everything in the world you need or want until somebody comes along and fucks it up. And you know it's going to happen. I watched like 6 seasons of Walking Dead and it happened every time. But that gave me the foreboding sense of dread the whole time in this movie. But because of the setting, we're able to do some really fun things in the meantime, some cool creative kills along the way. And I had a great time with this one. I think it managed to balance really well on the line between sad, dark, and heavy, and then fucking carefree YOLO, fuck it, the world is over as we know it, let's fucking party. You know what I mean?
Fuck yeah.
I gave this one 8.7 out of 10 helicopter blade decapitations.
Nice. That was definitely one of the cooler kills. I just like the fucking blood splatter, man. There was a lot of gun.
There's a whole lot of gun.
Shotgun, fucking just boom, hole in somebody. Fucking love it.
Oh yeah, I love especially the scope shots. Whenever we saw, Ken Furry looking through the fucking scope of the rifle there, and they stay on that shot as the hole enters the head of the zombie. You know what I mean? It was a really cool idea.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. You got a rating on this?
All the ratings. I just gotta say, if you are into zombie movies and you haven't seen this, what are you doing?
Yeah, I would say both this and the remake. I really enjoyed too.
Definitely.
So yeah, man. I guess for a recommendation, absolutely, fuck yes, 1,000%.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely check it out. If you haven't seen it, I would suggest that you buy at least a few of these movies, including this one. Definitely check it out. Yeah, it's a great time. And like we said, there's a different tone between the Of the Dead movies versus Of the Living Dead movies, but they both have their place.
Oh, yeah.
And they're equally as important in the horror landscape. So yeah, hell yeah, go check this out. I think that's going to wrap it up for us on this episode. We appreciate you guys hanging out. We had a good time as always, and we hope you did too. Never forget, dreams are fleeting. Only nightmares last forever. Follow your nightmares.
Kill her, Mommy. Kill her.
I bid you welcome.
Thanks for listening to the Cinebytes podcast. If you like what you heard, follow us on our socials at Cinebytes Pod on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, and review. It really goes a long way in helping us reach more listeners.
You can stream the Cinebytes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and many more popular streaming platforms and YouTube.
Questions or comments? Suggestions for future episodes? Contact us at cinebytespod@gmail.com. If you'd like to support the show and help us make it a better product for you, subscribe at cinebytespod.buzzsprout.com.
Until next time, keep following those nightmares. Dawn, dead, night, day, night, dawn, day, dead. Survival.
Hello.
Well, that's going to be fucking awful.